CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
Assalamu alaikum bari on ngali konton kale bismillah ko reke momo be kerfatu jibe ka nyin tembenna alla di grand bantaba programme murtana le ne min kanale arjuma ninyi wato sidam ba fula mo be ko juma mubarak mol be alon ko leka la hajol bi bulap ka nyin programme jibe nyin wato la milbe Gambia jang anim milbe Gambia bantala mbafale ko thank you so much albe programme nyin no maka nyame albano maka nyame YouTube and Facebook be ala baraka bake al programme ol sia especially mol mi alon ko leba jibe kan on YouTube ale subscribe bari ale na video like fana wo be na YouTube ma ko la bakele milman subscribe al subscribe ngal tindu ka li jay bake milbe Gambia jang semester lu mil alon ko wolle nata science and tingi be Gambia jam mbafale al welcome nangambe banko kan jambat kanka ngobe siari bakele momo si max donate no Gambia dingolia ali donate pour ale mo jamal ma ko ke tanka ba fala mobe ko arjuma koten dem aning di grand bantaba koten aning luntan koten nga CareFinder tenduke jay baake kanyum programme fasa ka sembentu yanni CareFinder ka korda wafole ke Gambia banko kanjang ni lafta korda la mi alon ko da sone ata dong ibita da men golem CareFinder ti ye location be Gambia banko kanjang al lafta sulara korda la dawda alsa sotonoje ka korda lo fanan kalenne korda natara kene kenso wala be bulu dong ite lafta ay ban wato mi nabe banna wato la wato alman problem sotoje korda lorim bandingol fanan be bulle milia lon koy bitale don ya sang pour inila dimbayele sawonje woto itolle mu nyontangol ti Gambia banko kanjang ni nata korda wafoto woto jandembe jandim banda lun taw tandila la don mba fola nene ko is it welcome back or welcome last week
welcome back why you
should welcome back we absent last week so this week welcome back
thank you appreciate it thank you
so someone denied the back
no see now
welcome back
this is between me
I receive it thank you very much
this is between me and Nene
thank you my boss
it's between you and Talibo alba bondi la nyotole tolbe you kana bande sai no I don't have
talk what to discuss la jan
no we are not going to discuss
but it man na jan
it all be
menol tata to ni pareta yeta yela to discuss ntol man tato
no memena to nyim bandale sai
ndelato
NPP ko alta successful tal limit the people to ñil fanan ko ita successful tal
ita bantale
ma bon
emam pare
emam pare
imam follow
West Coast
bar jamal muta no konko
No, but West Coast is most of the jail.
But Congo is murder.
But the Congo is not by the making. The Congo. Amantara itole Congo nati. Kontong ya faye ko ayar
simflale en kontong simklimo kontonde ndol mol la halalo mol la kodolu mol milalon ko yino de banko kanu yasan ila on an money before do ka futa je do ka mission le fanje do ka munya mel munya tambe mo ale fete sondi e ka fo ko c'est a président ko carré mission di carré mano di carré dem go mo ma ko ko sunya
Okay.
Maka jala jende bi.
Ala baraka bake.
Maka jala jende bi. Ale banko na fulo menta pour ka tinya.
Talibun.
Bara fere era kan sul ko do sunya. Ali na moto ta. Na moto al moto kampe. Don la moto kay. Don la moto. Bi kamare kay zala. Billahi. Talibun na moto ta. Ala fere ni na moto ta. Amasato. Talib na on véhicule ta. Sodena. Billahi wallahi tallahi. Amaka chan.
Okay, so ala baraka.
Ala baraka. Thank you. Ala haram mo wala waran.
Thank you so much. Ala baraka.
Naka dan tele mu gaste ñoo nga show commencé tenti nte be padi la nga bon parce que ñi ko akamo silande
ni la ko moda gambe ko kijo la ke fara because ni mi MPP do kijo fara mo joba camera baro la
altal flow la ko de mo ko ka ko di ñoo
al masono
nene niol ñu dem
yow yaay xasuma nuyo ma do nuyo xasuma nuyo nga dugal fi lo xamne boko ci
it's my fault
exactly asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatulahi taala wa barakaatu di nuyu ñëpp ñu ñuy seetaan njëkkee nuyu bi teg ko sa loxo suñ boos buuba partaasel ma ko ñëpp dina ma suma nit ki ndeysaan namoo
len mo jabi train campagne ko yamra to ki solo ni diba
my brother Boja
la mo do ko ay do ko commencer ama foy de
salam
ay do ko to commencer mo foy de
buuba naka bayo
la mo do ko commencer mo foy la mo bu ke clear
batake ta ñaan
kana fa ila mo kana fa ila mo fa
inte la mo fen la ko man te ñaan
afa do ko to stade
te nga la ko be long man soxla pour mo ya fo ñe man soxla pour ko mo ñenga na lonne
do ko de
ko to ni banta
de do ko soxla na raja nafo ha nene do ko soxla na raja afo MC do ko soxla na raja afo anu nana ko momo do ko soxla ñe jang e dem la famo do jang you should be proud ina afo ko len do ko soxla andel meta do ko len daga do ko mende ka UDP kele rek dara do ko mo len
ñi ñuy seetaan ma ngi leen di wax ne juma mubarak di leen dalal ci beneen plateau beneen ajuma bu sell di leen ñaanal jàmm weekend bu jàmm si bit bu ñuy duggal ci jàmm di dalal suñ gan bi boo ñu bàyyee ko buuba ci kanam tuuti dinañu wan kan mooy gan gi tey ñu ngi yaakaar na dinañ am ay waxtaan yu yanja waxtaan boo xam ne yéen ñëpp war ngeen cee am interest waxtaan boo xam ne alali réew mi koom-koomi réew mi la ñuy bëgg a waxtaanee faram-fàcce seet naka la fa taajoo naka la fa nekkee yéen ndax gis ngeen ci seen boppa ndax gis leen seen boppa kon toog leen ngeen déglu ku dégluwul xamal ne lu bari dina la réer soo dafa am important tey jii nii saa yu nekk na ñu indi ges yoo xam ne am na ité am na soxla nit ñi bëgg nañoo dégga parce que yëfi Gambia lañ fay waxtaanee du suñ buga du suñ ay wax waaye loo xam ne nit ñi itteel na leen luy indi jëm kanam luy indi yokkute luy indi naat ci dëkk bi luy indi yokkute tamit si askan bi di dalal ñi nga xam ne ñoo yore plateau bi jël nuyoo boobu nag teg ko ci loxo borom kër gi muy Fatou ndeysaan moom saa yu nekk damay woy baaxaayam du ma géwél waaye damay jàng naka la ñuy tagee Touré Kundaay moom dama ne dafa jël baax rek poñe ko bañ koo séddoo nit ñi soo kon kuy ut baax jaaral ci moom kon Fatou di la ñaanal jàmm rek sa jàmm yokku sa fan di yokku pour plateau bi tam gën a yokku Kër Fatou gën a yokku parce que Kër Fatou dafa am njëriñ ci Gambia bi nii kon di leen dalal yéen ñëpp nga nuyul ma gan gi boo ko introducé
our problem inshallah Talibo welcome
baraka buba ba fala do juma mubarak ala mabe juma do fanato ka lamornal ni jiberal kontom baake la timla dial meni ke ka blamol noma wato ni be bangola ko kacara don ke la time o ta pour kan jibe mu kuti mi yalon ko akumar baake me jiberal kondon ko smosa la kumofo bar jibero ni lamoro o kunda molle nyaata real bu kan jibe taranu na programme o tena fasul la bare al fanan kaje ka fo bi no de bi mu banko kacale madum fana ngal si ngal lammoy saje manku do long solo kudo en kumpa woten kumpala woto crefate ni programme mo men nati Grand Bantaba ni saabe tambe kan Grand Bantaba la ngamira bitala Grand Stadium le saabe
Grand Stadium mo yes
parce que kan Bantaba tambe do kacala l'islam so men ko fonkol kontona participants mun kontona nene na molon
ela molam ha
ngaje be pare ni nyamem bi
ay benden ne
do ben telephone bi fana ne namo jang nyamem bi ngama fo
imanke ko mol dol la
non tete ananga
non ibe ko talan koma
ko ha
ibe hajo jarala nte bukalo
ndabum boko ko kundinge man ne ko nga fa ñine be
tonya
so buba la carlo bi de MPP APRC coalition
mala fi moy kampa mala fi APRC kampa mala fi NPP mala fi UDP kampa so
UDP kay be kampa la
so there is no yellow on this okay I will return it after this so yellow kijam but you agree
no la fon pota bro follow ni
no follow me ba fala moy de
follow ni da bro okay bro
because we are democrats so it's okay because e kayel ndek na something dafa ko na la with with askola because because we are democrats
moja ngaku moja ata
we are okay
ni no lako sianda
bari MC ya mfamore MC la
MC is a busy counselor
kodi
MC bi do la
na ndamba fana mba MC bi do la ngalo ila ni tan la mola bar mba konto na ba ke ba kala mabio nan technicien ol men be bi jang be konto na men kan natal ñimal dara ñimbe konto na be tin la be jayla so
Allah MPP reporter
day am so moja welcome
yo mo be konto nay no medwala tengo kayo naduta ani nyadon ko mumi momo be dawda ale mako ben na ko do tel ni na sister be be jambe be konto nay no yeah it's a pleasure to be around mbege so for now welcome la
all right thank you so much Bayo
yeah thank you so much buba alabarka bake juma mubarak famana la programme to visual caring but programme bi da kam cool
yes
and then buba this is a very good program. Me alonko Gambia be like follow because I was opportune to go around the country. They will always ask me, Talibole, Lele, MC Le, Boyan. So it's like more people are following us. It's like information women di mola or the na mural mel five more town. People appreciate it.
Yes.
So this show is very important. Mol mel kan jibe ma fule ko ala baraka bake.
Yes.
Mol mel yalon ko wolle be fo sandu kurao. Kan dal fo kurao. Mol mel limbambul. Fo kana dawda ndara dawda mo so to je men sa fo ko Grand Bantaba. Ka so don ba fule mole ko ala baraka bake. Mala ko fo nan stata le kana. Semester for the line that go Grand Bantaba. So it's like the show is a very important show. Bafula mulmil kan jibe ala barka bage pro alen kala muta nyamin.
Nimbe mobile nati bawe. Ngabagala mat semestral aldum bakan ngalo ya
bari yalo mekere kamel nañu poka bo start jang pour semester me fendi na jang amanke NPP so momo we fendi na jang
but that is not the point. The point is Niadila.
No, this is great.
NPP
ita mobile di tala comme ka foko programme bata ni buwayo di tala ida di tella ko mercadi wala ni ya di la ñu ngal ni la mo kadi ita mo
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Mena kadi ni wala di
wala declaration ke la jang mo membe diro la di hama kadiro ke mo kana fendi bahela pour parce que abuko
on your behalf
on my behalf
abu ko futa nem le fendi le biaf to anu ni ko le biam me biam la no sai ani le sai
dia mo me febo de
no bi hayi de kan
kana jamfa
no me de bola
atuje akana jamfa
no
ani no ani No. Canal, I'm a favor. It's okay. I'm a favor. It's okay. Nga control nga mulbe tenduke jey bake me duna programme do wofe ko ni ya mo nyamen donc starting de la me kachala bi ku kuma balla milalon ko Gambia banko kan jang wala be kacagan sang jan science and tenting ali alon ne of course budget nying ya sambat to the National Assembly wala mo banko be la kodolti andum according to information on mi alon ko le findre National Assembly budget nyim pass le ando wa debate but olatina Ministry of Finance mi alon ko delwe mararing na kodola kola Gambia banko kan jang pour que naati pour ni kacha about budget la kola mo jamal bijele mi alon ko fanna dol bijele mantra contenting ke dol bijele e ka beta la wolem banko koti ngetol naati jang min so wolem Mustapha Samateh atelem ela budget director Mustapha, welcome.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I don't know what language do we speak. English, Wolof.
You can just a balance, but more of the local, maybe Wolof and Mandinka.
Let me confess, I'm very new to this. I'm enjoying it.
No, right?
But this is probably my first time in this session. But I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
I'm representing my principals at the ministry.
At the ministry.
My boss, the minister, the PS, and all staff of the ministry. We're happy to be with you today. Hopefully we will provide clarifications or answers where necessary.
All right. Thank you so much.
And may I say also to appreciate, when I contacted the minister, he was very, very receptive and willing to come and very open. We had a discussion. I was very, very elated. He was so glad to say, I want to come. But then later on through the discussion, he was like, it's a teamwork. Yes, I'm the minister, but then I have a formidable team around me that I work with. And I've been doing a lot of media engagements. And I feel it's about time that I delegate so that we all take ownership and responsibility, because we can equally, regardless of me, the minister, every member of the team can equally go out there and speak on it and defend it or clarify or give information. So that's the reason we have Mustapha. I think there's no other person who's director of budget to come and speak to the budget. I'm sure you walk and give the minister. So you who are the architect, it's important that, and very, very, we're very happy that you were here to speak to these issues. So we're saying thank you to the Honorable Minister, CD, and of course yourself and the entire team. And I'm sure if they did not give you the support, you would not come. So I just wanted to put that out there. That
and
it was so easy.
On the brunch last week, the minister himself.
Exactly. It was so easy to reach out to him and have like consecutive days of discussion to have this day. So thank you very much. And
thank you. To start with, I know you are the budget director, but I want us to start with the Africa 50 deal. What can you tell us about that deal?
Okay, it's a first time for Gambia. It's asset recycling. Basically, the bridge was there, we was not, but it's a simple analogy. It's a way to monetize it, get money today so you can do a lot more. The bridge was there, it was built and funded by the African Development Bank. We all witnessed the opening, but it wasn't used. Right, so the deal structure is such that you monetize the asset, get the money now, so you can do a lot more.
I think it will be important. I mean, local language, because this many
right, if you are able to try that, that's right.
I've been discussing in English. So Akumara Bakele put sign Nanyulu, Baba Nyulu. Because so any of these languages, it's used no. Because so by local najang, it's a banking for Kalam. Okay,
so video ko inyawe. Komi benga long yawe the video African Development Bank will lay a fund. Was a grant from the African Development Bank. Black Parade was opened by the president and all the dignitaries and handed over to government. But it's like Nicola Parade and dealer. Now, more use can, but you have many options. One option is Kola is Taranoje, Walaya use Walaya Kete. Another option is either mortgage to the bank. You get money now and you can do a lot more to grow your business. Whether you did a bridge or a monadole doku and so on and so on. So what I get a bridge or a government decided to monetize. It's still our bridge. I mean, the bottom line is Motina no a bridge over somewhere. It's not possible. Bridge over Gambia and it's remain in Gambia forever. So the question is, what do we do with the bridge today? Do we keep using the road and leave it like that? When any opportunity is there to get money today, and Besula in Kodula, as you know, Mansakundal, like across the world, Mansakundal, Belehani, America, could become Musi. So we need the money, so government decided to monetize it. They gave them an agreement to manage the bridge and give us the monies we need so that
So the bridge, now you you talked about the of course the recycling part of it. Now what a lot of people are saying is, now recycling, the meaning is you are monetizing an asset to finance a specific asset. What asset are you people financing?
Specifically, I think the government was determined to channel those funds to the roads, to build more roads.
Yeah, but that is not specific.
Huh?
That is not specific asset. It's not the definition of course recycling.
You know, the truth is this: in government, you don't ring fence. Ibika revenue income ring fence. It's like government is like us coming to like right? You know, you have to pay. You have to give deposits. You have to pay school fees. You have to give lunch money. So whatever resources come your way, among people. You don't
That's the point. What I'm saying is, like, the government is saying that you recycled. It is asset recycling, and the clear definition of asset recycling is now you have an asset that you monetize. Okay. Now, if you monetize it, you are of course financing a specific asset, right? That is the definition. Now, but the government is not telling us any specific asset that you people are financing. But can you mention any specific asset?
To be fair, I think government has said they're going to build 365 kilometers of roads currently in the current.
That is not specific. And we are using this money in our budget.
Yeah, but you know, and that's why I was saying that when it comes to revenue or income, it becomes ring fence. That's not how it works in government. And even in our lives, we don't ring fence revenue. And that's why.
But is it that then the government is not telling what is there if they say it is recycling? Because we don't have any specific
it is recycled to the extent that you are channeling the funds back on the roads.
Yeah, the road is not much.
I see. I get your point. What you are trying to say.
It is not a specific asset that you people are financing when you say the roads. Okay, and now even this 2024 budget.
But roads is specific.
No, it's not. It's not. He knows what he understands what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just like the bridge is specific, right? We own it, right? Okay, we could have another asset like that we are financing because we monetize the bridge to finance. Exactly. Now, the point there is the 2024 budget will get to there. At least the second phase that they've paid, you people have used is it $50 million US? Is in this 2024 budget.
The entire amount is supposed to be 100, right?
Yeah, I think 100, but they use $50 million US, and that is in this budget. Now the point there is that means there is no specific asset that you people are financing.
Yes, you're correct. What I am saying is that in government across the world, you don't ring fence revenues. I mean, you are correct to say it, or the definition says this. But definition, the text, and also how things work in reality may not be the same. Like, and that's why I give that specific example. You, me, in our household, yes, my income is my income, but when it comes, depending on the priorities, I cannot say, oh, this specific 1,000 is only going to be channeled towards cash power.
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
somebody.
But let me, I mean, because you keep repeating this. Yeah. I mean, there is a purpose of making a budget, and there are some budget don't do budget near exhauster. I mean, I mean that volume, spend you have to go for environment. If I understand, for environment, carbon dijang, kagijang. If I can understand. So, I mean, you cannot specify the income, where are you going to spend it. So, we do that in that. I mean, a layman like me, you bonding in your that because you can budget because you know it, because this is what you are going to have. You project it. For example, you know, I mean, we take it left this year. So it's like, at least if you are expecting them to give you 14 billion, at least at least they will bring 9 billion or 10 billion. So that 10 billion, you know, I'll tell you point. 10 billion, maybe 1 billion spent on agriculture, and the vote for agriculture will only spend on agriculture. So basically, you're like income. So Bubakar Blaming point out it, what I mean to call. I will use the recycling. And recycling, this means you are monetizing something. I will monetize can sign. Whoa, phone. I'll be could so the kanja and the carbon defender may go for the canafulu wulu. Ibajoko, I mean, I'll form a finger, Janni Pablo Kodo Banna. After I find a wulu of Wuluka. So, but in this aspect, I don't have the silo. And Silo, I'll be silo no kanja. You are not telling us that go. In silo, I'll be thinking, I'll be a toll free road, I'll be a toll road. You did not tell us that. So
that is not specific. Yeah, I will answer saying.
So, maybe I'll take a step back to explain how things work. Ninko, the budget for the country, the national budget, Oleng Banco Bela income, expected income for the whole year, right? And then it has two legs. That's one is the income and then the expenditures, and they have too much. They have too much. So when it comes to like you're saying, the allocations and stuff, all that is done. Near the National Assembly budget or pass is because the income and the expenditure are balanced, and also including the financing will be balanced. So that's not where the issue is. Where practically how it works is that where government has what is called a consolidated revenue fund at the central bank. It's like one account, you know, it's like a one basket.
Okay.
Let's use bucket because basket things leak, and we don't want our money to leak. So let's use buckets. There will be no leakage. Sigilo, exactly. Sigilo.
One sigilo. Well, like if you put a sigilo, you put 200, 100. You understand? When it comes to the expenditure, you're not going to look at only 200 or for specifically, like you're asking. You know, you just take and put it there because it's already budgeted for. That's what I mean by Ibika ring fence. Like Ibika safe 200 or kono kafuko nin ba dundi la jane boy na sita mona do ko la mbita nin specific 200 letala.
No. It is a different point. I think you don't understand. Maybe you don't understand it. It's a different. That is about the budget. What I'm saying is about the bridge. Now, a lot of people use names, and the ministry said it is not true. Some said it is mortgage, and some said a lot of things. Now, the minister repeatedly said it is recycling, and you repeated that word here. Now, if you said recycling is to monetize an asset to finance a specific asset, which the government is not doing. Do you agree with that?
I agree with you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was a misinformation then to say it was recycling.
I wouldn't call it that. What I would call it is that, it's like we don't live our lives in theory. Do you understand?
I don't understand.
Theory and practice, like your definition.
What you tell us and what you do is different then.
No, that's not the case. What I'm saying is that, yes, if strictly speaking, what you are submitting is correct. If you're going by that strict definition.
No, but that is the reality. That is what we call recycling. There is no other meaning to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that is correct. Then there was a misinformation about it.
I will not agree with that.
All right. Okay. So now,
I mean, we want you to help us to understand this, because remember you were in the core. Right now it's like 100 million number, right? 100 million.
No, they've paid twice.
No, but the total sum.
The total sum is 100 million.
That's what.
Now, for example, now,
Okay,
if this year, if you guys took 50 million, for example, this means that's another 50 million. So if you can take 50 million in a year, and the next year you take 50 million, so this means now the property is going to be there for like 25 years now. Already 100 million.
So
let's say silo kunto. So you better want to indicate will you go. I told you no, but recycle can. So the word recycling now I call the definition on Samuel Kafoko. Or I can mean for Molly, the ministry can mean for Molly, and remember killing. I'm killing. Because colony in 2 years I beg who? Yes, and then so by will build your mayor along it's no more going to be bringing money to us now.
Now the next point
That's
is
the best part.
from that money, you've included 50 million US dollars in this 2025 budget, right? In this 2025 from Africa 50, from the second phase payment.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What are you going to use that money?
The roads.
Roads.
Building, government is committing to build a lot more roads. If you look at the budget for roads for 2025, it's over $2 billion.
So we can say that this bridge is not recycling. We can finally say that.
It's mortgage.
Yes,
We can say the bridge is not recycling. Now if you use, because the money we are spending it as it is coming. We are including it in the budget and you're saying roads. Roads is not anything that is specific. Now we can say it is not asset recycling.
But like my boss said, my boss called it recycling, I will call it recycling.
Yeah, but all of us know the meaning of recycling. Right?
But bottom line is that I think we understand what is happening. All of us have a common. The bottom line is government is taking these funds to help build or develop more roads for the country.
All right.
That is in everybody's interest.
Now,
you just 1 minute. Somebody, before you give this bridge for like 20-something years or so, it's already an asset mayor longo at the Kolo Wulukam Banco because bridge Daniel Badila, after like a fender wulu almost every month like a fender bondi. And like a mem bondi. That is something mayor longo, I believe, Kabal Badundu can use below Nikono, Aleo Mezo. So I'll tell Bridge Kala, for example, Alia Dundi, as a form of collateral, Aletra Kokodo Soto, whilst, I've been developing, then Yadi, Sanjim warning, Feng, Ataraje.
my automatically, I was senior telephone operator. The agreement is already
why? No, maybe because look at that. You mean no kidam. Yale already recycle aspect yale no for la senior. So ministry new of Mole. Zatandi moloko ya même for the real definition of one care. Ya bunda ni ko kodo so do pour ka do ko ke. So yo that is all. Ya bunda ni ko kodo so do. Fende bulu se men dundu no je is so bari ko brillo na sika na dundi je as a form of collateral. So nyimu wal but recycling ko na bo ko no sai.
So in this betula nyim bridge la ko well Dr. Gaji got yan wandile last week anyway another agreement on fintindi which is very good. Gambia be lafta wala any agreement in any government institution pura finti mol be yaji. Right, it's like 50 kilometers radius, right, from the bridge alter bridge do Lonola J. Now Dr. Gajigola initial fenko aleo baile alko amansoro. But why will you even agree? Albe agreement sifa sign that 50 kilometers. We can say that is that is 100 is a diameter of 100 kilometer, right? That means there will be no bridge mialonko alsalo noje. And also
that's the issue of the competing routes.
No, competing routes. In fact, that it has to do with maybe Masakunda, maybe ferry soroje or kulungol milalonko be borle. You cannot also have that there. Okay, but Nindo, why will even agree to 50 kilometers is too long? Puro alter development, why will you agree that?
What I can tell you is I did not participate in negotiating that deal. I don't know the details.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I hate to lie. I don't like it.
Okay.
So I don't know the details of the deal. I've not even read that agreement that you are referring to.
But that's concerning to me, Mustapha. That's concerning to me. I can agree if you say you were not the one negotiating or you were not part of the negotiations, right? Until at the time of signing. But after it is signed as a senior staff of the ministry, and exactly somebody who the custodian of the budget, and this money that is coming will somehow pass through you for appropriation and assignment and attachment or for whatever reason. I would have thought that this is an agreement that you may not be able to change anything in the agreement because it has already been signed by the respective people or whatever. It's above you. But after that has been done and monies have even started coming in, I would make it my business to read the entire agreement, the dots, the T's, the I's, regardless of what I can do about it or change.
You're using 50 million US dollars.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, it's concerning that you're saying that you haven't even read it.
Let me clarify that.
But in any case, I wouldn't believe you. I wouldn't blame you because the agreement only came to light when so much pressure was put on your ministry to release the agreement.
Let me clarify a few things.
Please do.
Number one is that there is a Directorate of Loans and Debt at the Ministry of Finance, who is responsible.
Right, I know.
We're at Directorate of Budget. We're responsible for the implementation. So our interest is money coming in, money going out. You're correct. If time permits, your submission is correct that we should read every T and dot. But I can tell you, a lot of us are getting gray hair because we're overwhelmed with work issues. It's not a joke, huh? Sitting at that budget office is not a joke, to be quite honest.
Okay.
It's one of the most challenging. The staff is here. We oftentimes we stay in the office till midnight sometimes.
I still agree with that. But respectfully again, it's the office, their responsibilities that the office needs to do. Whether it's 1 staff or 7 staffs or 25 staff or 30 staff, the needful is expected to be done.
But then, to be fair with him, I believe.
By that, are you saying I'm unfair with him?
No, I said, whatever.
If I am able to read the agreement,
yeah,
someone working at the Ministry of Finances directly.
But imagine what is telling you, Buba, Abedamento, Nimba budget. And right now, imagine, Kodo Jeleka spend jam, Kodo Jeleka do. No,
I'm asking, wait, no.
It's a question, yes,
no. Why is your mouth and finger in other parts when you are not there?
No,
because of national interest. Allow me. He is the budget director. It means the country's income and expenditure solely is on him. He's the custodian. What we have as asset, which is the Senegambia Bridge, or I call it Gambia Bridge, is asset. And that means it is income to us. It's income generating to us.
Yes.
It's his business.
Yes.
Allow me.
Yes.
It's his business.
Yes.
Because that's where he's going to get the money.
Yes.
And allow me, because the budget is for the country, he is the custodian. Yeah. There is nothing that, even the tissue paper that Adam Baba is going to use, it comes from his office. Yes. Anything that is generating that should be his business.
Allow
me. Okay. So what we understand, when it comes to work, people are overwhelmed because of many reasons. You understand?
Okay.
And I quite agree if he says, honestly, I do not agree. I like that. But for you to defend and say this or that, that's why I ask you.
No, I'm not.
You are from Brikama, but your hand and everything is everywhere.
No.
It's because of national interest.
Okay. What you need to understand here. Let me just make this very clear to you. Mafoko, you see, Nalafta, Kabrin Nanying, Bridjo Kofostat, Kabin Diamostat, Safoko, no, actually, this is not my area. This is on the part of the PPP and others, understand? But I'm not.
No, he will not say that. He will not say that.
No, he could say
and even if he said that, you will not take it. So that is also making another excuse. No, don't even go there.
He could say it.
He will not say it.
No, he could say it.
No, I know he will not say it.
No, but I am telling you, I am not saying that he will, but he could.
No.
Okay, but whatever. He works at the ministry, but ministry have different departments. Where he's working, maybe. Let me tell you.
Bayo, you're just an ordinary councillor. But even if somebody talks about Yankuba's gate collar, that it has nothing to do with the council. You get up to defend it. And you want to make excuses and say that you could have said that.
No. What you need to understand. No. What you need to understand. No. What you need to understand. Ministry has different departments. No. Let's make this very clear.
No, I understand your point.
Now you are preaching to the choir. You are preaching to the choir.
He is not working in those departments. And where he is working, he has a lot of works to do. You understand? I believe that being a senior person, listen, being a senior person in that ministry, he can answer some of the issues, but maybe he was never even invited in some of this when this concession or agreement was happening. So basically, if he comes here and he said,
I don't think
you should have brought me today.
No.
Okay, but
I wish somebody is here, about this one. I will scrutinize the person.
Okay,
Bayo, in the Ministry of Finance, if you are telling me anybody who knows anything more than this office, you are trivializing the position and the office that's the brain, that's the life of the ministry.
But you are asking.
So why are you telling me anybody else who knows it better?
No.
There cannot be anybody else who knows better than
you are
him.
asking him issues.
What issues did they have? The agreement, that's what we are talking about, nothing else.
He's asking you, Buba is asking him the agreement.
He's asking him
But he is telling you, some of the agreement, Buba and you he cannot provide answers to that because he doesn't have much knowledge about those matters. That's fair.
Kachabe nyame sande kachanyi man jumbo soro
Juwale me jumbo kala ji
laftalam be jumbo keje bar jumbo ni abe foro la neke bala misaga sama yalo okay modo Samateh
Mustapha Samateh
modo bije amandal jama kono kachala diamola technically I think jamallo bar ni ko ba explain la into our local language whatever aka kole asuje bari atele mum rightful person te pour kamol bondi nyoto because ni ko director of budget way ko bele ma hanina karambol ni na kol mumo be e na fulo nyinga boyto le bulo ko yo pour kaw fran falsin di moli mune yatinande ale nyi brito ta aliya tayla nyin doma
ñil bu ko son tayla ko la de
okay whatever for tayla role mba for recycling lemba ya de sal na ku ko clean fongal benn tol le batu kanu
yeah so say binale
so say
I want us to let's allow him to flow.
Mr. Samateh kana sila fenna jam
Tali mo biyan.
Kana sila fenna ka fo ko na director man ñum fenna na ministre atimba nga jimbo gi
What is your reaction to this whole deal of Africa 50?
But has he landed?
Yeah, he has landed about the.
You've landed, yes. Okay. For me, honestly, li business la, you understand? And so you may okay, government want to get into business. Understand nga? Not in this way, because business will have the mungo ko jeflante put in the more come one thing lamfi was sikmas mabe ne okay, you have an asset, right? You can use the asset and be getting money small, and those small monies possibly may not be able to finance the urgent needs that you have of specific things, which was not clear here. Then you want to enter into a business deal and get immediate money to put it somewhere else that might also generate money or bring development or whatever. This is kind of the basic idea of what they are saying or they're trying to explain they wanted to do. However, where I have a problem is, the money is not paid upfront. But of course, I'm not lunch cashangum, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They paid twice, right? Twice to
15 to 25 million.
It's 50 million US dollars.
50 million, okay.
Yes.
All right. So which means let's say the half regular. Why now? Okay. Kumasma ko fona kumasma bi ñoo even negotiate affaire start di lig di gëna xam nga nit ñi start di ci def ay lot of questions man fi ma feelé ne ministre bi fuñ félé moy ne engagement bi was not forthcoming at the time and liñ doon def moy ñu ngi hot information so li nekkoon di xew time boobu mooy nit ñi seen xel lañ nekk di use ku nekk di build a story around your understanding or what you have heard or what you have seen, that is if anything was seen at a time. You understand? So the whole deal be complete. A lot has already been said about this. And lolu moy in the absence of clear information, concise information, rumor mills will trend, right? And then lolu yep mung pa. So lolu luñ wara jangé la ñu défarat sen togay next time. Parce que mbolem lu ñuy def fofu nonu pour askan bi la ñoko mom. Am nañ right pour xam ko, am nañ right pour gis ko, am nañ right pour dégg ko. Te su nit ñi laajte tamit war nañ leen a wax waruta nekk nobu waaye loolu tam is a history of decades years boo xam ne information dañ koo jinka di ko denca so ñu jàngee fa secondly naka lañ ko waxtee while deal bi mu ngi doon de ba biñ koo sign kenn xamut ay few people la right moo nekka so da ngaa gis ne man pour man it's a big concern for man ne dem nañ ba sign ba def some kind of payments before askan bi nit ñi ñu xam even li nekk ci contract bi which is also a huge failure on the part of all the parties that were involved. I mean the Gambian part, not the Africa 50. Because ñun gis nañ ci contract bi ne seen interest lañ doon serve and they're protecting their interest and they did it to the best of their ability. And who are the winners here if you ask me them? They're the winner. Now let's move on. So ñu waxee ne okay dañ ñi doon xaalis ak yooyu noonu. We have had Silla. Silla made comments about it. Even the Honorable Minister have also made comments about it and all that. So and they've stood at the floor of the Assembly, National Assembly, to give updates about the bridge, right? I may not remember the figures or whatever.
52 million, I think.
Yeah. The amount of money that is generated because Silla,
which was enough to cover us what they need.
The finance minister talked about the whole year what they've generated from that bridge, $1 billion something or whatever. Silla also has come to also talk about it, the monthly revenue that the bridge generates. Now, if we do the math, right? If we do the math, in my own, small finance mind, I believe that ñu don't make enough xaalis boo xam ne mënoon nañ koo use pour def li ñoo def nii make nañ enough more than liñ receive nguñ make nañ enough in the bridge so far more than the entire deal, the 100 million. So now, ko xamul dara nga ne ko okay dama ko recycle dama ko lease dama ko mortgage dama ko borrow dama ko leb whatever the semantics the word is being used. Now I ask the question, wait, whose interest are we trying to serve here, right? Loolu man is concerning to me and I still keep on asking myself lan moo tax ñu dugg ci deal bi nii lan ban njëriñ la ñoo indil and still we are not able to see the specific area bi tax gaay dugg ci deal boobu noonu. Moving along, you were talking about the clause. Yeah. That was a contentious thing. Debated. Finally, the contract munyo and this person, Gajago, put in my view, he was vindicated. Because them don't want you go wedi. Yep, understand? This competing route. So it's a matter of semantics. And I believe our people don't read. Yes, you were not there. You were not part of it, the discussion, whatever. But still that doesn't exonerate you because it's your ministry and your office. So I will feel that everybody will share the responsibility. Why those clause yo hamne, man dama feel ne ñom buñ togate the ministry ak seen jegenaay ak seen digante ay yàlla dinañ wax ne diga li I missed it, maybe I did not look at it. Where are the legal minds who were part of this, if there were any, in this cooking of the deal? Understand nga? So man pour man lolu moy suma concern and how do we correct that? You know what I mean? And remember, the president Silla naka lañ ko
Sidi the finance minister.
No, finance minister bokkutoon si fi féeri bi biñ amoon féeri issue bi gars yi dem si port bi ñu am press conference am wax yooyu noonu. So it was Silla, it was the president and waxkat bi naka la tudda ki dee waxal government bi.
Sankare.
Docteur Sankare nekku fa woon Sankare nekku fa woon. Dr. Cissé. Am nga they told us okay ferry bi ñu ngi koo defar within this month. That has failed. The other one will be ready within this month. That has failed. And within this period of time, we will buy new ferries. Right? That time has also failed. They even went ahead and talked about construction of a bridge.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Which, you know, they have, I don't know, they have secured the funds or whatever. Africa Development, remind me, you know, Africa Development. So that was also in the pipeline. So, li luñ wax askan bi la te yaakaar mu fa. Ne, at least num bon dafa yaga way. At a certain time, suñ choono, suñ jaaxal dina jeex parce que li ak li mu ngay ñëw. Now, with coming of this agreement, you see a clause, even if it's 5 years, which means now, do you want us to wait 5 years before we even do something, another thing like that? So now the clause is saying, what, 25 years, right? You cannot build, that's the computing route. Anything by water, by whatever, by ferry, and the contract is specific. Yes, these people were very specific what you cannot do within this period. So now, I ask myself, the president, Dr. Sise, Sila, the ferry sports, Jobate, all of them stood and told us all these beautiful things to allay our fears and say, calm down, we are working on something. Has somebody lied to us? Because this agreement had already been signed at the time. It was already signed at the time that the ferry issue was on. So who lied to us? Who was not duly informed? Who misinformed the people? And that's what we want the ministry to talk to us and kind of provide the chill pill for the people. You understand?
We got to know about this deal through the international media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gambians got to know it through the international media. Because you didn't talk just from somewhere that the ministry signed a deal with Africa 50.
So man, these are my concerns that really, I don't know whether something can be done, right? Reading the agreement, it doesn't look like there are any leeways to do anything before the expiration of the deal. If nothing can be done, I think it should be a great learning point that these, in my own lack of a better word, mistakes should not be repeated. It's concerning.
All right, thank you. Talibo. So, ite muna je nyinkodo.
Yala itele kachanati.
Talibo ko be correct.
Itele kachanati. Ya nyinin ka men nan debe men nyinin be men je kanje. Ya nyinin ka bridge la ko la folo. Ay me ite recycling men fo problème o bi jele. To nyin recycling. Ite ko a cycling min dol. Ya le jall. Yo ate fa be men fo kay wolom nyindi ko kuma kaw nyi sike recycling ti. Bara duma koto nyi o sike no ku dewti. So ninte balla kacal la moy kan. Mbe jele korosi kan. Wolam nyindi ko to le marta na fulo nyinna ko wala ban be nyi menji kala ko kono wolam nyindi ko to yadi African Development Bank because wala adin tol yen swala so itel na rajibe ka fo ko mbatu nga ko do taytel bul tariyake itel ya topoto ya understand ndel faransi ku dol keno ko nyin ko to ngaji nyame wolam nyindi ko tele na ful taring soto nsi fendol ke wala mu silol ta silol fo bari ta ñi tan dala ka fo ko silo ñi manke recycling de o manke specificity.
Okay, yela point understand is true because ninka nintol fo be kodo ñi kanje 100 million so don la signa kile so it laftale ke ko di bataje e fenjama do kuje okay niyaji be bake ntela miro e mendina o ko di bañi be mendun kan silo kono asi economy natinol aya address asi education address non asi health address non asi kujama address no lo keda woto bankola economy nying obita kan ne santo ya understand because ne ambulance so san sai ya samba sila kurun gono nati nyata drone ay bankola economy na tinya bar ni adra sila kendo le be kere ni ambulance bula kono sandro atriata futata hani sai na economy no moti futa mo nyomo sitariano baga sol sitano nya ka futa nyomo ka so nande o fana ndela jero fe isa no da recycling ya understand so ngamra je explanation oni Allah ta ko ya la bulu man dinga kaw ban mi atre ko ndelam melo la ñun blanto adu motam bon mo la ji thank you so
be fer ko ya lo kote ko jenni bo wokila wobrijo ay kodi min tambita ñinna ay wonnati le koten ken te ma fo de ministre le ya fo
ya la
il est best friend sila wala ya follow fo ko brijo ye ñin ko do jamanati
ya la haramadu il be do ko la dame ika hamme ko soro jele ka fel ndel fo be jantu mom nin kere far jan nin ko ete 12 nga start pay yalla wo mun na hamme ko lete 12 bari ma ko la ko kanan nga start waro dola so mobe do ko la damin aka hamme ko soro ja safo mole ko nyin abe nyine adresse la bara satar ko kole ko do be duma je me ya lon ko no mbati dro kole ko do be je e wo ka ken na tawlati bari nyin ka ku jamala fana adresse wala nyin diko ni gambia mu fawla mindset jibe ala man sakunda do ko kono an ka tilim bed ya understand ni bircho di Africa 50 la sa yalo tele be je monitor la net nyaro kije dia ko tele be account la wudla man sakunda fana niaje ika kudamal jibe labaji ka kele la dolto
so man samenya
ana mbatu man sa satil le bari gambela mindset men ni nga bayo badi uma sainte
gambela mindset
ani mbati la modro ha
bango
ha mba fo la wonyale ne bayo la badi uma sainte isaji bay hanne atar ko man sa kuna Israel bayo felente an wulita adiyam da ko la doto ma fa ate banko la interest jibe la bara be menji bela do man sa kuna fele yenna mo bay bari Africa 50 say nol be kunna iman kuno woto bari nka tere nyaadu na man sa kundala fanana dina dula dolti hani private school ni government school ika bala men na government school private school no yelo luwala dame ko le respect modern Gambia government because ika jele ko ni muntal bele tati bari ni no mu non talati so ni be wona behavior lati
so be government jela ka woto because that means mela mantela me
no ma hani man nkam mar nyaake dal fo ani mar nal
wala ni mar ya prouver banko kan mara nyame yalo ka mara
government ba mara kan
sa justify kan
bari la modro
mara nyame yalo ka amara responsible mo justify
yalo mbirito mun tal bari di management abe African Development Bank la bulu kodi
Africa 50
Africa 50 abolo bulu yo Africa 50 fara ngamre in African Development Bank ko sono todale ya understand wala nyinde nyenyi sembo men dina jaay madana sembo fana ndiate fana na ko ado ngamre even in Africa man ken tulla janda matane modol fana bi jele wol fana ne di same thing leke in Africa 50 ya understand pour kati ko rapid development ibe sulari wala
it depends on deal mean sign
yes
mimbe contract ko kon
okay nyin deal nyin man ku jamalo kono bake
okay
Mr. Samateh nyantam bondilo kono wala nata ko ati
no abe jabirol kala ni
nol nata I can understand but the idea même na fata kankam wala nyindi ko ine not sell lafta rapid development so nga kodo nati sai nga doko ke isaje na dula dol bije yirwa futa je wala be economy sambala
okay
this is what I
Bojan, take it away.
Mr. Bojan.
Yes, before I come in, I wanted one or two things to be clear. One, it was a grant according to your explanation. The Senegambia Bridge. By who? Who gave us the grant?
African Development Bank.
ADB.
What is the relationship between African Development Bank and Africa 50? Are they all multinational corporations or what?
Yes, but they serve different purposes. Africa 50 is African Development Bank is much older and has been here for so long to support African countries' development. Africa 50 has been around for some time, but not too long, and is established to serve as the infrastructure bank for Africa. Well, Africa like infrastructure bank. ADB is a shareholder of Africa 50, just like Gambia is a shareholder of Africa 50.
Yeah. And this is it an investment? The bridge is it an investment for the Gambia? As far as you are an economist, is the bridge an investment for us? Is it a business?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. It depends how which side of the fence you sit.
Okay.
But it's an asset. Let's say it's an asset.
What do assets do? They add value.
Supposedly.
Assets add value, isn't it? That's my understanding. I want you to confirm.
Not add, but assets are value itself.
They have value.
They value
and
itself.
they add and generate value.
Yeah.
Because as time passes, they
Depending
need
on
to
the use.
they need to give us something.
Some assets depreciate.
Obvious.
They diminish.
Obvious.
Agree.
Yeah.
But we know salvage value, prime, and we understand all those. Now, as we speak, this asset is not at salvage value. Let's say it is beginning to enter its prime, the most potent of its, cycle. Now, why I want this things to be clear is it for me, you can call me a conspiracy,
theorist,
a conspiracy theorist or so. You see how these national corporations and these bodies, how they work is, they are a big system. You throw Dolimo, you have five back on.
Yeah.
There is something red and sexy to the fish, they will all rush. So to them, you are just doing them a favor, giving them food, not knowing. That's what happens. You see, they will give you money, fund this. Why are you funding that? They know it is going to be something that would generate income for them. So if they give you, let's say 50 million for you to build something, they will come back and tell you, okay, now this can do you this, give us, we will do this for you. They will get back their money. That is it. We are products to them. But in the name of, you are also shareholders. That's what is happening. That's why he said, African Development Bank has even a share in the Africa 50. Yeah. There is no altruism that you are doing it, no. There's nothing like that. So what is happening in this is, we want to understand the context first. Well, it can mention well, it came out coile, ya fo kembe nyin lole. Ni alo ni pareta, ya fo ko nyin isa do kundi no a nyin wuluye. Ntol se ma ko no nyin kodo sisa si kodo la. Munem ye ma ko le ya lo because itante ndanti itel tam nyin bankonti. Ba wo asseto nyin bankola asset, how do you say it in Maninka? Well.
I don't know.
No, asset in Maninka.
I don't even
know. Okay.
Na fulo.
Na fulo is more, it has to do with money.
Yeah, but my Maninka is advanced.
How do you call asset?
Asset means Joro. Okay, Joro means a ku wulu no moe. For example, at all, instead of alia dokunda alfaye, ntolba dokunda aliele. Akamuta banko nintol. Nga kodo men laji ika olta ya do kundi nkan ika profito ni ku jama so de ka SMS ke wa do SMS fambu kana ba dala so to ko wotale. This is the situation. Now look at it. They are limiting this country and it's by design. 25 years alte bu do so to nora and yake contract ko nyin ko munem 25 years on yin kono itole kono min dundi including yen so men na albrijo dada iba be bondi la yele. That is the situation.
Now it makes sense.
That is it. That's how they operate. 25 years. If you are helping us and then we can get back your money even in 5 years, why are you stopping us from getting another bridge? But if you do that, they will not be able to get the other money that they gave you for free. That is the situation. So if
I believe it should have been even shorter because the amount of money.
Sorry, but it doesn't work like that.
No problem. You just write. When I'm done, you can tell me.
I'll give you time to respond to all of that.
Now, you see, let me tell you.
Babla jam san drone.
It's making proverbs. I don't know.
Malulu soto jang ma mineral resources soto jang ni mo na da fenna ta ko nyoko marnal sembentu yani ala nga nyim fanal landije amam folo gambia la adwata la ban tol fanal mu da bo kelek tanoti.
Okay, Aban, thank you.
Thank you.
You are heard. Now, you see, I found the Fojang, just to clarify so that we move on. It's a big mistake that we have. There is no asset bigger than your brain, your mind. Forget it. The diamond, they go. Let me tell you this lie. You know why the Tubabs got better than us? And most of them, Imang Lulu e coming for. And they came to where they have blue. But what did they used to come? They used their brain, their mind. We don't think. More men ko Lulu and kalam when they come for the wale banko sambala. Afai ko haka sambale, but often make us sambale mirago tania kilo. So we are a naturally resourcely country because even the brain is natural.
Okay, continue from.
But it depends on how you use it. Let me explain that is how they work. Munana bank profit, for example, it's a bank. See it that way. It's because ML Landige, it can do kundi le fen soto and it for men alaje, it can fen ne jo, pour ye kodo ni mute. Wala na ikatambino ite nyato. This is the situation. Again, it limits the Gambia because we cannot get other bridges as per the computing route clause as far as the agreement is concerned. But why would that happen? Why must you give me money? If I develop by 25 years, new development, it all set in order. And it often because you are an infrastructure bank. You have to put more infrastructure. So it means Gambia would have to stay for 25 years, for example, without that kind of infrastructure. Which one is very good for the economy and very good for the Gambia because it's income generating. In fact, that is the first reason why you came for it. But you don't want us to have something like that, triple, multiple of that. Why? Because you want to get back what you gave us. That is the truth. If you want, see it anyhow, because that will not be said on paper. But this is what you do and you connect the dots and you know. That's one aspect of it. Two, I asked whether it's business and investment. And in business and investment, all about it is profit making. Already, on the plenary of the assembly, Nagele, Minister Silla, and in CD, they all confirmed that it was a performing, it was not a non-performing. We do asset recycling for performing and non-performing, you understand that. But in this one, was even performing. I think if I'm not wrong, we can confirm that, and those that are viewing, it's 52 million per month. That's what we are getting. Now multiply that for 25 years, how much would that give us? And in this situation, we would be independent. We will use it anyhow. We can build more bridges. We can do any other development within the radios or whatever they are talking about. Now, why must we be in a rush to get 100 million that cannot even give us, let's say, another 200 million or so in 25 years? Again, I think that's a failed investment. It's a failed business. Governance is business. Governance is profit making. Governance is business. More from what that is not true. Right. Now we come, I'm not done. We have to clear this thing. Yes. Now this other issue is coming, which is if the government says, okay, we got this much money and we want to put it this way, we want to put it in this. Did they tell us, 100 million or men sort of US dollar, who can do this silo to wala kuto, wobe jelle wulu na nye, that will convince us ka ite ko 100 million e menta sisa siyoto, and yalo nyima ke sisa siyoto de. Ye menta sisa siyoto, iba dundi kan damen, abe nyine wulu na nye for I jana double nga nyindo fana soto no. That is what we call prudent investment. But if you are telling us, but you are not telling us, even doku kan, I nyenta ke jelle wulu, ananata wuluta for abe siala, wo asset doti, ani abe asset jelle wulu la kote. That is why when you asked about specificity, I was listening. Because I wanted him to say, okay, this is an investment. We borrow money from the bank. Let's put it that way. And it's 100,000. When we invest into this, we are going to make 1 million. That is why we took it. But sitting and say, oh, no, that is a layman perspective. That is not government perspective.
It's a layman who is saying that.
Government, it's not bad.
No, Boya, that was not the statement of the government. That was the statement of the layman. So don't accuse the government of that.
No, I'm not referring to Taliban. I said...
No, I said that was not the statement of the government. It was the statement of a layman. So you must understand that.
Yes. So for me, that is how I am seeing it. As far as my little knowledge of small business is concerned, or finance, or whatever you want to call it. Ni woman ke. Ni kusifa lebe tagala albulo albe tagala panel tole mol ka faliye ate dia la ba mol ba folale because albe mol la do korole do kundi kan masukunda ka wala ke mol la nafulo ko do kundi ning aliye mol la nafulo ta alma do kundi silaw min na me yalom mol man fan jege an man clear information soto gi ni ne ka soto. Okay, atata another is a bad deal, and somebody asks here, what can we do to get that deal scrapped or revisited, reviewed? Yes, I am not talking from a legal perspective, but I can tell you one thing. That deal can get scrapped if Gambians want it scrapped. Yes, because if you have Africa 50 benefiting from it, but Gambians don't want it, and there is chaos, they will review it. So legally, yes, that is your way, but I can tell you if citizens want, that deal can be scrapped. Because first, if nobody is using that route because of chaos, Africa 50 will have to sit and say, let's see how we get our money back. Yeah.
As simple as that. But that deal was wrong, in my opinion. And again, the terms that you are using.
That's not the solution.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you that that's one way. You see, live you have formal and informal.
I know.
Good. So I'm informal.
We have representative at the
Can I give you some little numbers here? Can I give Talibo?
For dibitole taje si koteke yakacha bare ka fo mole ngata jombe fala je jombe balula je so ay da
Talibo,
What can I use? Like Nima use like Africa 50 babo.
for musayale to mole balula be je bala.
Okay, now listen. No. You see, Mafoko, Talibo, Anila, Garal Mol, Alena, Ale Keloke, Mafoko, these are also options, and I have right to say that.
I'm very mafo kurbe fight. Good. Ni ko mo kana taji.
Good.
Yalla be mol balakan jilal. Wala mu kamol kamfan. Kodi ndata kam fala nta kante terend lentel bida hanni ko bridge do fana na yo fana luwas.
And what you know say by that also teleko big dot alone.
Ite men so.
Ndaman song.
Well, let's move.
Okay, let's move. Go ahead.
Yes.
Let me just give these numbers here because he wasn't sure. I just confirmed it's like the minister said between 2021 and 2023, the income generated at the Senegambia Bridge stood at $1.09 billion. 1.09 billion dollars. 2021 to 2023. So 2 years, let's say.
Let's say
they haven't mentioned the months, but let's just take it as 2 years.
Yeah, but no, in fact, this guy further break it down into months.
Hold on. So that for that.
That's 3 years, not 2 years.
2021 to 2022, 2022 to 2023. So that's 2 years.
Yeah.
If you want to take 21, 22, 23, that was 3 years. But 2021 to 2023.
I think it was about 40. Is that about 49,000?
No, wait here. I've done the math. So we're talking about 16 point something million dollars. This is in dollars. This is billion dollars. Yeah. But in terms of dollars, it's 16.7, right? In dollars. So now it went further to say $52 million per month. $52 million per month. Exactly. So that's what Bojan was talking about. Now, $52 million per month. You multiply that by, let's say, 12.
Wow. That is.
I love what you're doing.
52 by 12.
That's about 70 million.
Yeah, 624.
624.
Yeah, 624. Can you million? Okay. We're talking about
624 million.
Yeah, exactly. That is for 1 year. We're talking about. So this is the reason why me and so many people thought.
That's like $1 million.
Thought more than that. Come on now. Some people thought, okay, why would you? You might even when you say 100 million, and still now, if the 100 million was given in a lump sum, it can still do more than 15, whatever, 25 years. So as you've mentioned, it's only 50 that has been given.
So yes, it's only
50 has been since then. When will the other 50 be given? We don't know. It is not clear. Huh?
You know, it's many things. No,
but I think what you guys are doing now is good to do the media engagement, because when a layperson sits there, go ahead.
No, you'll come.
I'll give you the floor. Go ahead.
So you see, let me come after someone. I mean, maybe kajakanda kumara bakin. I mean, bankola from like let's say nene asta damento. Ko follow ñu tiñar damento wala ñu ko masakuna ka dum kudo foka signaroke. I mean, signaro me alon ko kaji ison ta fenwala atara e mamba ko dum kala mutandi such kind of deal wo mum masakunda la boyda follow lati me alon ko
adule dole ke birka bayra kan so sai ale fe nda ka fuje alma wala ko ba kacha
mole we discussed last week
ale ba sambulo len tele kala ato mem bi am kan
masakunda nyanda ka okay, I mean they forget.
Karam fenke jawo.
Bayo, ignore so that you can make your submission.
Lemon ambulance.
Yeah, lemon ambulance. Wala muto nyala
ngada. Sa nebula sa so dalbo. Nebula ke be jam kam intero ma foto. So masakunda la boinda follow kete jeldi. I mean, womu kulel me alon ko nyanda karam na wotole. And again, kabrin tamu me alon ko wuro kata ngo nyanda tala na député budo na Bantabado. Eko fenne me alon ko amon jara pride Bantabado. Masakunda se dunno fem kono pour kana fulo nyini
Wala wulu
wo debate fanan keta jande you know boto fanan kono but say okay nde lafta diamond fengela wala nyindo ko you know Mazakunda katala Mazakunda kana so nim Mazakunda men fanan meje akumata bagele ya long ibe banko dunna mento because nyin Gambia banko mansa dolna tale wal tata wolentu julola but nyaaji be baro Mazakunda ay dundi julo mento wala siyata ya gemeni jawra be la juloti baro Mazakunda la sanyi worowulo wala siyata ya gemeni jawra la sanyi tallul le fen
wala na do ko min siyata ko ferentati
wodama mo fenet me ya longo was really alarming.
Yeah.
So can
I don't know men shata ngi beti.
Nyimbirjola ko fena me alonko Masakunda hay banko dul fail jele because Masakunda se sila do tano le niare left ko tarengola. You know we have banks in this country. Na bank so tani banko kanya na banks mele alonko I mean B na Masakunda jele ni bank so ke bulu nyoko in terms of controlling revenues. Ni atara Masakunda man lanno so do kafoko maybe ferry service will be in bridge control and all. Let them, I mean, create another, I mean, department. Many along will be responsible to make tolls in all bridges or another, I mean, state-owned enterprise. Let's say Basse Bridge and other bridges will be under those. I mean, that department will do with charity. Let's say the ferry service. But you will be bali in a contract postica. You had the Africa 50. But sign, Kadi Africa 50 sign. Comme il y a même fois, ADB laying bridge law. And ADB, Kabrika bridge law, there is what is called consult. There have been a consultation. The consultation on you follow. Akataraje, Kajibe bridge motajel laka kundu bridgeola. Motajel laka bo Senegal, motajel laka drive Gambia. So aka revenue jel create. So they know the revenue aspect of it before even thinking of sponsoring the bridge. That is something we along go. I mean, every investor can follow.
The feasibility study.
They have done their feasibility studies. Yeah, along the potential of the very bridge. Come here, feasibility studies. So bridge or lota. Come in bridge or lota, but the sign Gambia has start connecting. So Gambia start having money there. And one thing we all need to be very clear. All in the call. This bridge, the value will never decrease. It will always increase. Because one thing we need to understand, I mean, a movement, movement of, trade. Yes. And in fact, I understand. I don't know whether that is still there. They are going to build some factories or some, companies within the corridor of, the Senegambia from Goni. So that will also.
Who is supposed to build it?
I think it's part of this deal. With Africa 50 is going to.
You are not sure, okay?
Yeah, it's or Gambia government because I heard that Gambia government. I once heard. I once heard from the minister or the president.
Yeah, let's continue. You are not sure who will build it.
I know it's the government. It's the government. Either it's the government. I heard from the government. Either it's the Africa 50 or it's the government that they are going to build some factories around the country.
Okay.
So one will understand one thing. Revenue in that bridge. If these people are having this year, now for example, like they said, 50-something million a month, along by next year they will make almost about maybe 80-something million. The following years they will make almost about 100 million a month. So Gambia government
but remember also the life of the bridge will be going down, even though revenue will come in, but the life
the life of the bridge will go down. I understand that very well.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. Whenever even the life of the bridge will go down, the revenue aspect
that will remain or go high.
The revenue aspect will always go high. So why they don't go to banks here?
Okay.
If they want to do developments.
Okay.
No, do you want to stop me now? Abu, you can stop
Okay, go ahead. You've contributed a lot anyway before the film. But go ahead. No, I'm going to Taliban. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. That's how by your voice.
So, I think they were ministry advice. One, neither do not kudo. Ye banko dum kalamutandi. Anu nika dum kuto fana yakata idamali yakacha bake because yajele mbesa meaning be different kan one side nindo but in reality such kind of deal na be kela all the key departments, all the heads in the ministry, all their departments.
No,
No,
you are telling me that you are another person.
no, I'm defending him for a purpose.
You are defending them.
Talibo, abula ya fan sari.
You from Pakistan, man.
Abula ya fan fire, fan sari.
It's not about defending.
Sabula afuta director aboy ni ngara boy. Ha, ngara.
Ala kuma kan tem na buta ka wonta amni na mansa kundala ite fana na mansa kundala bara benna na fulol kono kana defend fenda.
No, I'm defending him based on Akamem for Nyindiko. He was not involved. That's what he said. But I am telling this.
Take us back. Move on.
He said he was not involved. He was not in Akamem for Nyindiko. Naba Nyama in real circumstances. He should be involved. No, I didn't.
We don't have time.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. So you can respond to all of them if you have anything to respond before we continue.
Number one, on the issue of communication, we accept. We accept that maybe as a government, communication lack. But Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Finance, we used to have a communication officer. And at some point, he had a better offer. He moved to judiciary. So I think there was a period, long period, many months, where long communication officer. I think until recently, is it this week or last week, that another communication officer was posted. So it's not, all of us have a lot of work to do. It's not your business to go out there and send a message. Myself and my colleagues, in fairness. So this is fact. You can ask anybody that works or knows about the affairs.
So they didn't employ another one still now?
No, normally they're posted by the Ministry of Communication. They post these guys to us. But recently I saw in the senior management group, an officer is posted.
Posted, okay.
To the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, that's good. If it was still vacant, I'll say I'm interested. Because I want the information to go out.
You have to come to us.
Engage my boss. To be fair, we do many things, and a lot of work goes into it. And I can tell you, the ministry has some of the best brains in government. I'm not speaking for my colleagues, but I can tell you that. So the issue is not about talent. And also about these calculations and numbers, there are people there that will do those without even looking at the figures, right? So, to be quite honest, you ask many questions. Why not the local banks? Why not this? Why not the investment? I used to see those. I, for one, I used to be deputy managing director of Bank Sahel Saharan for investment and commerce, and many other people. So. Bottom line is that in Gambia, the first issue is that we only have one type of banking, that is commercial banking. Why? Because that is what central bank licenses. There are no others. Investment banks, infrastructure banks,
agricultural banks.
That's one issue. So we have structural system issues to address. If you come here today, you want to open an investment bank, you cannot. If you don't have the license, you cannot do it. So those are structural issues. That's one. Two is that the balance sheet size of our banks, they cannot do these deals.
Sure.
They will all be bankrupt overnight. For example, the capital requirement from central bank is that to open a bank, you need a minimum capital of $200 million. That's how much, in dollars is how much? About $4 million or less. And the rule is that you cannot lend more than 25% of your capital, to one deal, because you're exposing depositors' funds. Otherwise we'll all put our hands on our head and cry. Our depositors' funds can be wiped out overnight. So, like I said, we have a strong team at the ministry. I'm sure all these things we have looked at, and given the circumstance, and that's why I was saying that, Mr. Bujang. If for me and you, if we get up to borrow, It's not because we don't know salary is coming, rent is coming. It's because of what? Your current circumstance and your need at the time. So what you're saying, future money, you can wait this. Ideally, that can be done. But what was your circumstance as at that point? You know, these are things to think about, right? Like I said, so I'm sure the team that worked on this deal, they looked at all the variables, and at the time, given the circumstance, my conviction is that they, to the best of their ability, they went for the deal that was best for the country. That is my conviction. I don't know the rest. I like to give people the benefit of doubt.
So why
you know?
So why you did why we didn't have an investment bank? Why did the central bank did not?
He has told you.
That's history.
Let me just know. Let me help. I believe so that people understand. Do you know, by law, you have what you call medical and dental council, but they are only mandated to register dentists. Anyone under a dentist, you cannot be registered.
Exactly.
Which is wrong. These are the things that Parliament and ministry should work on. He said there are limitations, structural, and that's what he's saying. That is not his role. That is why we say a government should be thinking.
Okay.
I
All right.
understand.
All right.
I did not understand.
I'll continue from.
I know that he was once the manager at Basic Bank, something like that. So because I believe, investment banks or agricultural banks.
He was the deputy managing director.
No?
Deputy managing director, not a manager.
No, okay, whatever.
No, don't say whatever.
I know that it was.
Now, can we continue, please? Bayo, so Abla continue. We don't have much time.
Central bank. Parliament.
Afo talibo nga buwa na buwa sedi nyaki ya question nga nyine ka wala. Not director of budget.
Bayo ko mutonto legi. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
but actually, Mr. Boyan has answered your question.
Right.
That is to say that it's all to do with the laws.
Yes. Which you have
According
control.
to the Banking Act, they can only issue.
Ni manwa falenke ni tata CJ la o force back.
Talbo sa nga Abla personal judge.
The law is not there right now. I understand.
Now understand cabinet kasile.
Bela ko wol dada kang day.
Now understand cabinet kasile. Cabinet kasile. Ye police le out the loi de la yasamba ye loi se set up. Ye bill de la yasamba parliament private loi. So right now let me follow you to loi manta loi me central bank sembentu ya. Bank Siva Samana.
Okay.
Sanka for the finance ministry, for you guys cannot propose that at the cabinet. We have some of those banks. Within the country, we can do some of these things by our own.
To be fair,
Yeah, you can just wrap up on that and you answer. We continue.
that should be championed by the central bank, and they're working on some of these initiatives.
Perfect. That's what I'm asking.
I'm sure you know about the passing of the stock exchange
Yes.
Capital Markets Act, which is designed to, in Gambia today, the truth is that we're talking about the, roads and the bridge. Development is a long-term game. And you ask the question, why not go to the commercial bank? Because commercial banks cannot give you loans beyond 3 to 5 years. She knows. She was a banker. And here you're talking about a 20, 25-year deal. So it would not work. And that's why this Capital Market Act will help the stock exchange, will help to open the market, because the truth is that no country in the world has developed based on overdraft financing, right? And that's what the banks do. So for long term, you need long-term market, and that's what the capital market is designed to do. Financing needs, I've said that, the circumstances, I'm certain dictate that decision at the time. Even in our families, we make decisions and then you come back and your wife and children put you to task. But you, as the head of the household, at the time, given the circumstance and the best of your ability, that was the only option you can take. Right, so these are some of the clarifications I wanted to make.
All right, so let's go to the budget now.
Can I just make one quick interjection in there? I would have agreed with that analogy, but for the fact that we are still unable to see the specific area that necessitated the deal and the money at the time, I still have a feeling that I'm still, cringing to agree with that there was really a need at the time, and that was the only option.
So let me clarify.
Please.
For most parts, most of the roads in this country, until recently, most of the roads in this country were built by the EU and the development.
Yes.
That is fact. So this escalation of road building, it actually gives us one of the biggest pressures we face at budget. For funding the roads through the budget, it's heavy. It's billions of dollars. Right? And these are the issues. It's very, very heavy on the budget. Road building is not a joke. From airport to Senegambia alone is almost $100 million.
But those were not bills from taxpayers. Example.
What do you mean?
Taxpayers are going to
not bill. It's government has to pay.
It's loan.
It's government money. It's not. These are the issues that people don't understand.
No. Wait. No. But that what? Now, give me the relationship, the correlation between the funds generated from the Africa 50 and funds that are used for this OIC or whatever battle hardened roads and things like that.
No, the correlation is that everything is funded from the same pocket.
Consolidated for.
It's coming
from the same pocket.
Okay, the consolidated.
If in your salary, it's from your salary that you pay your debts.
No, I understand that consolidated fund, but then the money comes from somewhere to be put into the consolidated fund and then before the use.
The secretariat said that the last time when people were saying, "Oh, this money the money we got it from Saudi Arabia," they said, "No, it was our money that we use on this stuff."
The issue is most people don't know the difference between funding and financing.
So how would people know if the people that know and are administer it are not forthcoming to tell the people?
We agree.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. We take that point. The communication officer hopefully can help clarify that issue. But there is a clear difference between funding and financing. Funding is mostly free money. When the banks give you money, they call it financing. Financing means you have to pay it back. But for most people, when they see OIC financing, they say, "Oh, it's Saudi money." It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so they were right. That's correct. So it's expensive. That's why now one thing that is very clear is this. From your explanation, what I understand is this Africa 50 deal, you're using it to build roads because this is a huge burden at the ministry and it is giving you a headache. It is not much of it is not recycling as few people are claiming.
No, we again about definitions.
I don't want to. Okay,
semantics.
But the bottom line is, to be quite frank, the amount of government local funds going to the road sector of recent times is unprecedented. It has never happened in Gambia. That was not the case. All our roads were funded by outsiders, so we also have to give credit to government on one part to say that yes, all these routes, 365 kilometers, now they're even telling us 1,000 kilometers, which is a big headache again, but the question is that everything is asset and liability. If you're going to do all that,
1,000 kilometers.
Let's get this clear.
But if the politicians are giving you more pressure, if they're giving you a lot of pressure that you have to build 100 kilometers of roads, 1,000 kilometers.
The bottom line is that it is our job as Ministry of Finance to raise the funds and help fund some of these things. That is our job.
Let me clarify. As an economist or as a budget, expert, so left or wrong, you diam, come if I'm for the any other team will go to focus, right? So Akumara Bag.
Just ask the ask the question.
No, them buy Sutebi.
Left hand in the Gahola because almost 300, 350 kilometer road.
365.
Oh, 365 kilometer road. So it's this mean from our budget, they can spend more. So what has that did it have any economic implication to our economy?
Infrastructure is development. And it facilitates trade and many other things, economic benefits. It has many economic benefits. Tangibly, where we maybe err is that we, like you are asking, maybe we did not sit down and say, if we build these 365 kilometers of roads, GDP growth will grow by
this much.
Maybe we have not given you those figures, but everybody agree that infrastructure is development, it's good for trade, it's good for health, it's good for even the women in the rural areas going to the hospitals to deliver.
Specifically, what is the difference between the last year's budget and this year?
What do you mean the difference?
The difference. Of course, there must be difference from the allocations.
In monetary terms?
Monetary terms, the allocations to the ministries. You know.
The last year, the overall budget was about 38 billion, and this year is 44.5 billion for 2025. Sorry, I'm saying last year, as in we're still in 2024.
Yes, this year's budget and the one that is already been passed for 2025.
Yes. So we expect revenues to be more. We're taxing GRA to collect a lot more. And then expenditures also, the appetite, like I said. Let me say one thing. I think it's important people understand. Typically, public policy is implemented using three vehicles, one of which is the budget. The other is the 2 delivery units, and 3 is projects, right? So what the budget is supposed to do is to help implement government public policy. So whatever that policy directs, so the whole thing starts with policy. And this is why we're discussing roads. If government has it as a policy to fund roads, then it has to be funded. If it is schools or hospitals, that's how it works, basically.
So let's start with the Office of the President. You increased the amount to $1 billion. Now, if you combine the judiciary and the National Assembly, it's 800 million. Why do you think it's necessary to increase the budget?
See, the truth is that there's serious misconceptions on this topic. When we say Office of the President, everybody just thinks it's just the President. It's not.
No, no one is saying it's only the President. We said Office of the President.
Yes.
That's what you indicated in the budget.
Yes. But
exactly.
Under the Office of the President, you have the Office of the Vice President. You have the NIA, SIS. You have the populations, many other institutions. So all that together is what is. So it's not like just the President himself, and that's where the issue is.
But why is it necessary to give them 1 billion? If the judiciary and the National Assembly is getting 800 million
the
together,
the budget process,
yeah,
how it works. Normally by April, May, we would, as a ministry, that's when the process starts. We start by looking at the medium-term expenditure framework. That is to say, for the next 3 to 5 years, how much income does government expect to receive?
Projections.
Yes. Now, that's starting point number 1. And this medium-term expenditure framework is submitted to Cabinet for approval. Once it's approved, we use this those figures to now determine budget ceilings for all the sectors. Office of the President, transport. We say, okay, please submit your budget proposals, but try to live within these ceilings. Do you understand? So the starting point is to look at the whole as a country, then do ceilings and issue it out to sectors. Now, sectors will also, including the Office of the President, use those ceilings and make their budget submissions to us. Once it's submitted, we consolidate again, take it back to Cabinet for them to approve. And beyond that, it goes to National Assembly for another approval, final approval.
Yeah, but if you people receive these budgets from the various ministries, you also have the right to cut these budgets, right? to say, we are going to give you this. For example, if the office of the president is asking 100 million, you can say, no, you are not going to, you cannot get that. You're going to get 90 million.
You see, here is the thing, and this is why I said...
No, but if that is happening, right?
Yeah, I want to explain.
Okay, go ahead.
You see, the right way to do business is we focus on policies and programs. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Now, and we're working, this is one of our biggest frustrations at the budget directorate. And we're trying to work towards what we now call program-based budgeting as a country. Because in our households, you don't tell your wife, you have no interest. All of us have no interest in how many onions and tomatoes and button seeds they put in our meal. We say we want domoda, is domoda on the table. Mm. That's a policy decision, right?
Mm. You want domoda, but you give money for domoda. You cannot say, I want domoda, and you give money for kucha. Yeah, because what you spend for domoda. I just want us to be put that into perspective.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that answers your point.
No, it doesn't answer my point.
Wait, let me explain why it answers your point. Because you're saying reduce it from 100 to 90. If she needs 100 to make domoda, why do you have to reduce it to 90?
Exactly, that is my point. Now, the point there is, for example, if the office of the president, I'm just giving an example, said, we need 1 billion. Now, this comes to the Ministry of Finance, that is your ministry. You have the right to cut it maybe to 500 million or 600 million or 700 million. Are you doing that? But instead, what we saw is you increase the budget instead.
You see, reality may be different from perception. The fact of the matter is
I don't think it is perception. This one is reality.
Let me explain. Like she said, if the requirement is that she needs 1,000 to cook domoda,
yes,
you want to give them 500 for domoda. You eat some type of durang, but it will not be correct.
Yeah, but why are other ministries eating kucha and those others are eating?
Baby, wait.
Don't call me baby. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait. You'll be in another trouble. So now this is the thing. The reason why I wanna cook mabuga toga tomada, right? And fii laa bëgg ñu kacc man ak yow xam nañ ne $1,000 mooy tooga domoda. Understand nga now domoda jën la domoda ganaar la domoda yàppa la because yooyu yëpp cost different. Now su dee domoda yàppa gën a cher defar naa lan lay soxla pour domoda yàppa. Now yow soo ma joxee $1,000 laa nit soo ma joxee 500 ne ma toogal domoda yàppa ni nga ko waxee mën naa laa toogal domoda yàppa de waaye xëy na soo yëy ay butit ngaa yëy ay kaawbele ngaa yëy doo yëy steak. Okay, so because of $1,000. Now the thing is, okay, year in year out ñu ngi def budget di ko pass and they are expenditures. So basically we know what the actuals are. So when somebody, you already know the actual for the year. So you present a budget for the following year. My question now is, will there be justifications for deductions to maintain what was the actual or to increase? Because there should be reasons why there should be an increment. Exactly. And this should be substantial that somebody can really connect. This money that has warranted the budget to increase is as a result of this and this and this and this. And a lot of people, if you ask them, right, they will tell you, all these increments are as a result of the unnecessary positions that are being created that do not serve any purpose or value. And in maybe in his word or words, political. And that affects everybody else. Because the actuals are there already, and actual maybe the things that you are being wanting to add, they were not there, but yet still it did not spoil anything. Things went far. So these are the issues that also we need to look at, not only when the office of the president presents $1,000 to say this is what my domoda cost. I know I go to the market that it takes less than $1,000. Why should I approve $1,000?
Exactly, yeah. So Abla Ajabian.
The point is very clear. But you got to know for them, if I rely on come back. Actuals. I mean, you can come and tell me this is your actuals, especially a place where there is no financial discipline. they can, come up with, they can make extravagant spending and come up with an actual. So, Bubaka Diamond of Fire, we expect them has the budget directly. I mean, to help us, Kajoko, the money may along your budget. I mean, it is spent with discipline. But later on, you offer the president, let's say last year, you give them 700 million. Out of the 700 million, maybe they only, the real actual is maybe like 500 million. Why should you give them
1 billion?
1 billion. So this is the big cost of
Yeah, it's
maybe you give them 500, they could even spend 600 or 650.
Yes.
But all I'm saying is the expenditure. That expenditure.
Yeah.
Is it a value-added expenditure for that? Because those things happen. We see these appropriation bills.
Yep.
You allocate them or whatever, but they still come out and say we need more money.
Yes.
Well,
we need more money, but how those money
So,
Let's
I'll
go
respond.
flow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
This is what I would say, that it is correct to say that at the moment we are not operating a performance budgeting regime.
Perfect.
It's fair.
Yeah, perfect.
But that's the drive.
Which is becoming of us.
One of the biggest frustrations I had when I assumed duties as budget director is that every month you give millions to people and no one is discussing. They keep coming back for more. No one is talking.
Accountability.
So how you do spend
The results.
Yes, this is the point.
So, but the point is that we're trying to do something about it, and that's what I'm telling you that this issue of program-based budgeting, we're very serious with it. And the good news is that all the partners are supporting us on this: the IMF, the EU, the US Treasury, and even National Assembly now. They're talking about program-based budgeting. This for the
National Assembly of the Republic of the Gambia.
Yes.
Okay.
Who passed the budget without debating?
For the first time this year, when we submitted the budget, we did not just submit the budget as we used to. We gave them also a program-based budgeting statement.
Okay.
But I must tell you, it's a lot of work. It's not a joke. It's also pointing to cultural or mindset change for people to start talking about results, performance, not inputs. Because the budget, as you have it, those lines are electricity, telephone, and those are onions and potatoes. What we should interest ourselves as a country is that, look, we want to do this. Now, where are the results? We give you so much. Where are the results?
Yeah, before I give you again.
But it's a transition. You must remember that since independence, we have not gotten to that.
But if we want development, we must kill that tradition.
Okay, yeah.
But the good news is that the ball has started rolling in that direction, and we are very much committed.
So, Janimbe Bola, at the office of the president. Now, you've mentioned a lot of branches, Milia Lonko, Wellebe Onda, the office of the vice president, the SIS, and a lot of film called Milia Lonko, Wellebe. Is this budget recurrent, or is there specific things Milia Lonko, office of the president, can make Milia Lonko control Malo?
It's both the current development and salaries.
Like what development?
Huh?
Like what development?
Development can be like renovation of state house or building structures. That is development.
Renovation of state house.
Huh?
Renovation of state house.
No, I'm giving you an example. You ask what kind of...
Yeah, no, I just want to. No, I don't want to.
Development, painting of the state house.
No, the reason why
Yeah.
you're giving the 1 billion, I mean, yes,
Doing
you
the
said-
landscaping, bringing more flowers.
I'm not saying the reason why we give them 1 billion is that.
You ask the
I'm
question.
asking.
Let me tell you this.
Just,
If you're asking where some of the pressure points are when it comes to office of the president, we know what the pressure points are.
what are yes.
Some of which is for a president to travel is expensive. We don't have aircraft, we hire them.
But there's a traveling ban right now.
Buba, can I call
Complicated. Masakunda, there is a traveling
Okay,
ban right now.
there is a traveling ban, but it's not being implemented. They're traveling.
But
So money will
they
be
say it
spent.
has been implemented. I need it.
It's not to the president.
Is
The traveling ban is
No,
to, other officials, but not the president.
How many officials are working with the president and they are traveling?
No, let's deal with that.
Ministry
That's right. Bio. There is this traveling ban. This one continue afanya minister dol jelebe. But until after me understand na regulem nindiko. Like at the office of the president, what are the specific things Milia Lonko Ika with their budget apart from the recurrent?
But Buba, travel is expensive. I'm sure if you go and look at the actuals, there are certain things is secret. No, wait.
You cannot answer for him.
No, I'm not answering for him.
Absolutely.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
So that's one thing, they are very, very open secret. You understand?
Please.
You see, the president, the president for Buga Tuki Bega Hamne, the many come aeroplane. More for the Kamoy de Malboba. So don't delegate. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. But that is one key more happening. If you look at the actuals, it takes a chunk of the president's budget.
You only tell us about the hiring of aeroplane. Let him tell us all the development expenses at the office of the president. You want to know? You want to know? I think I will.
Independent celebration of
many people store money.
No. People is 45 million is budgeted.
45 million.
Development budget
is 45 something like that. It's completely different. Okay. Go ahead.
The Nakewa submitted, included within the same envelope is also independence celebrations next year, and but to give you the specific figures, allow me to open the budget itself, and I don't like to lie, so let me rush.
Yeah, like it. I don't like to lie.
Go. Minister ya be famule bugo be tira kan drum ba me tira ila parliament mo kan me va samate a development budget for le bang office of the president ya 1 billion ya 1 billion you me do ko me alon ko abi fallindo kala adama dum la balo ko development hadi security fa mara ka Amantaraje, I'm forces to Joshua the file. It's only SAS I can make all of it. And look, one thing more.
Can I explain one thing?
Okay,
sometimes I think we need to understand. Recently, I'll give you a real life example. We have reporting. A reporter Sudoku, I think, was it one of the presidents in West Africa? He went to Abu Dhabi, and just on the same trip, he secured $40 million for his country. So the point I'm making is, it's important for the president to engage.
Yes.
Because all these partners, they feel, especially the Arab world, they feel better if they sit with the presidents and they can give more. So it's not, when you analyze and you focus on just one variable, you might be shooting yourself.
No, we are not saying it's not important to write travel. It's very important. We are
saying maintenance of vehicles will instead of budget will Now, apart from this travel that you talked about, do you have any before we move to another?
Yeah. I'm opening the approved budget now. Just give me small time, please.
Okay, while you're opening it, can you talk about the 45 million?
Omar and Usman, can you also check quickly?
Yeah, you can check.
You have your laptops.
Ala lieutenant will be checking. You can check for him.
Somebody.
No. So saying, while you're opening that, why do you guys also think it is necessary to increase the midday people tour budget from 30 to 45 million?
No, what I'm telling you is that the budget has a process. So I've told you earlier, from us it goes to cabinet and then National Assembly. At each of these stages, they have right to increase or reduce.
No, let's get it.
So it's not just us.
Ministerial.
No, from
it's from them.
When the sector
it's from them to them.
Yeah.
Then they will do their gimmicks, send it to cabinet. Do the gimmicks, bring it to them,
yes.
and then they will take it to
National Assembly.
Ministerial can propose a lafta nyinela. They do those things. I'll give you time.
No, but he has said these ministries will submit proposals.
Understand, Lord.
kafulale because wato dol kabitun ke dula melto it depends on kabitun ke da melto
Okay, say but
min ke dula belo dula sutu ko
Okay.
wala dula jawdo am abe kafulale.
Okay, no problem. Say but ila time bidale.
But the bottom line is that the final say rests with National Assembly, and they approve this.
Yeah, but
Then-
akabuato layer. Aita National Assembly.
But in Nigeria, everybody, all the deputies are there.
Yes.
So, the conversation is, these things takes nothing less than 3 to 4 months of conversation and back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. But
Cutting
akabuato
and
layer,
adding.
right?
So it goes through so many layers. It will be unfair to just narrow it down to say Ministry of Finance.
Yeah, but your minister
At the
said
end of
it's
the day-
because of
no,
twice.
No,
Twice,
wait, wait, wait,
twice.
I want to
And
explain.
Kabrim Baro Sida, and then want to meet the people to twice.
No, but
Akata every year, sinyakile.
I want to explain
Okay.
that you have to recognize that beyond us, there are others that also add and subtract from the figures, and we can do nothing about that. And who are those others? That is cabinet and the National Assembly. National Assembly has final say. So what the National Assembly approve is for us to implement. Bottom line, we can even if we don't want it, we cannot do anything.
No, adola
about it.
pad nyanda kila no minti wolem before abe futela National Assembly. Also could know you can tell the ministers
What
that this
the
is
point I'm making to you is
Yes.
that Ministry of Finance is not above Cabinet.
yeah you are
Once we
not
are
above-
done with our work, we submit it to Cabinet, and Cabinet also add and reduce.
Okay, all right. So listen, because we don't have much time, we will continue. I don't know whether you get the other information, but during your ministers, during
I'll
your,
share the approved budget with you. Then
No.
you will see all the details.
No, they're giving you
by
the message for you
email.
to tell us. No, so that
okay, all right.
No, just read it out. What's your figure?
No, he's not part of the program. Maybe you are able to
The
tell us.
OP, Office of the President, okay.
All right. I'm not seeing what he wrote for Fendeman
The development budget for 2025 is 372 million for Office of the President.
Okay.
And the breakdown is many things. I must say the budget is almost 600 pages of all figures.
Can you name us few things?
I mean,
the biggest figure there, 300 and something, that's the development budget.
That's for OP, Office of the
That's what I'm saying.
Development budget, 372 million.
Exactly, and then
So
the
the-
rest of the billion, it's like the other small thing.
But
Well, the other things.
what exactly
But
development?
on those other charges, you have the state guards, you have many other things. We can share these details. It's for almost
It would have been
600
important
pages.
if you are able to tell us on this program. You can share with us, but maybe.
But then
the phone call.
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But you are able to mention at least some, if you are able to mention some. Exactly.
Upkeep of state guards is about almost 60 million. Just
Dollars.
the upkeep of state guards, yes. SIS, 47 million.
That was something they should have cut.
Subventions, but again, we have our limits and we recognize.
That's what I'm saying, not you, but that to be honest, they should
for example,
completely
subventions,
remove.
you have 232 million. Subventions is what they, is transfers to the agencies. 232 million. So it's like I said, it's not all just the president. And this is what people say.
Yeah. How much is he using to travel? Into it? You don't know.
No,
right?
you will see, we know, but you will see the
I can't able to mention the price.
You will see the
Okay. All right. So now, regarding this, I want to ask this specific. During your minister's appearance at the National Assembly, he said we are close to debt distress. That's what he said. Now, tell us how do we know that the country has entered debt distress? Secondly, about 29% of the 2025 budget is going into debt service. What percentage of the budget would you need to go to debt service before we fall into debt stress? You understand the question?
I understand.
Yeah.
But I think the minister was clear that there are signs that we have the potential to get to debt distress, but we are not there yet. You quoted 30%, 11 billion for debt service,
Yes.
which is serious. If you have to pay about 30% of your own income towards loans, loan settlements. You only have 70% for your household feeding and stuff. So
but how do we know that the country is in a debt stress? That's the first question.
The IMF has those standard templates and criteria or thresholds for countries. How things work is that yes, as a country we are free to do what we want, but the role of the likes of IMF is to they watch closely and also monitor to make sure that you are a good global citizen. You are able to pay your debts on time, especially to their shareholders. One of their key concerns is that you're able to pay. So if we are going to get debt, they'll be the first to blow the whistle. They will not wait for our minister to tell you when the debt is stress. Do you understand? Yes.
Well, I don't understand, but I'm going to my people.
In layman's terms.
No, he has not answered something, which is very important.
Yes.
We are spending 11 billion on payment of our loans. They are due. How much do we need in reality to avoid the distress? That's his question. That has to be
it's a simple matter. What we can do is two things. These things are income and expenditures. If I know I'm going to spend more on debt service, we can also do one thing to help to increase, be more innovative, more productive, and increase our income. And that way the percentage will go down. Do you understand? So productivity is one item.
No, you don't understand probably what he's asking.
Yeah.
We understand you're talking about 29 or 30% of the budget would be taken to pay back loans. We understand that. But the minister has come out to say we are nearing debt distress. For that reason, 11 billion has been earmarked in the budget to be able to pay the debt. What we are saying now, yes, that is what the ministry, maybe through your own consultations, that's what the economy can actually do. But in reality, when we even have that 11 billion to do the payments, can that avert us that distress?
Yeah.
And for how long? Because there's a possibility that we are going to borrow more to be able to fend this off.
That's the point. Is it going to take us out of there permanently, or is it a temporary solution?
That's what we want to know.
That also is really, really unclear. So now, for me, this is my point. In layman terms, if you go to the bank, nga jël $100. There is a time period bu nga ko wara fay. There is an interest boo xam ne moom nga wara fay, right? And every month boo xam ne miss nga sa payment bi, it's like there are penalties that needs to be charged.
Yes.
So toge for a long time failure, you understand? Account bi mu ngi dem overdraft. Aside from the interest being our fee, the overdraft fees also that are going to be added. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is all those extra charges for non-compliance munge increase linga wara def. So at the end of the day now, Manama believe Nelolo is a temporary thing because we're not able to clear our debt completely in its entirety, right? We have areas, but hamne bobule nyo try to drive mechanism to sort it out, and that's why that 11 billion is put there to be put in. Because sometimes in banks, nga am a capital, nga nyonga fake towards the loan, right? Mu wanye the loan amount, therefore the interest that is being capitalize dina wanyeko. That's also a smart move, and instead of paying month per month, munganyo pay a lump sum. Possibly that's they want to do with that 11 billion, understand? To kinda wany affair rate bidal ak yoy. Why? How long? How sustainable is that? For how long with it? Is it going to clear the situation? Because it's risky to get to debt distress. So now to avoid us getting to debt distress, we say, okay, let's sacrifice, take this amount. Champako fofu nono, mu delo ñu gannaaw tuuti, and then you continue the trend and the strategy.
That's what they want to do.
Economists, Dr. Gajigo said we are already in debt distress already.
It doesn't work like that.
Gajigo political
you know why the figures jump, if you observe, it's also because these grace periods has expired for a lot of people. So if you look at the increase from last year to this year, it's because of this grace period issues. I'm not a debt expert. We have a debt directorate. They put the numbers together, included.
But we know you have a wealth of knowledge of how it works.
But bottom line is that we are not currently yet in debt
he
distress.
only said we are near.
Yeah,
We are not.
we are not yet in debt distress, and we'll do everything possible not to get.
Just the problem is we don't know how, if we get to this debt distress that you're talking about, how are we going to know? Because you said, you mentioned a specific, is it African Development Bank? IMF.
Yes. There is a criteria and a threshold for a country to be labeled debt distress.
But you have a whole unit at the ministry.
Directorate.
And they are not able to tell us whether we are in it or not. What they're saying is
that
we are
I just
near.
told you we're not there. We're not there.
Yeah,
but what minister was saying is that
how will we know if we are there?
If we don't do anything about it, and we're doing something about these issues.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I think so the minister was saying that, so that to convince the members of the parliament to allow them to pump in at least 11 billion to pay debt.
Okay.
That was why the minister said so. But
that was the payment of debt interest, right? That was the interest. Payment
not
of the
interest.
Debt itself. 11 billion is both principal and interest.
Yes. Exactly.
So
it's not.
But this is you must remember, this is loans from Jawara to Jamia to today.
Yeah, but
everything that we have.
But also tell us that from when Jambe was living, we are around 49 billion.
44.
And today we are on 110.
But a lot of that has to do with exchange rate issues. So
now, and that's why I want to that's why I want to come.
One of the issues we have as developing countries, we borrow in foreign currency. If you give me a loan of $1,000 today, right, and the dollar is just spiking. By December next year, how much will I have to pay? In dollars today, maybe 70.
So why dollars?
But December next year, how much do I have to?
So why dollars?
These are the issues.
So can you help us? Why dollars?
But let's come to the solutions now.
So
because there is no more time.
So when we're doing the budget, it's budgeted in dollars. That's where the issues are. But the loan amounts are mostly in foreign currency.
Okay, so I will leave my panelists to come to you now. Nene, what do you think about the 2025 budget?
Gis naa fa yokkute gu mag moom di yaakaar ne yokkute bi in monetary terms dina translate to people's lives and livelihood loolu laa doon expect specifically comme lu ñoo wax nii rek understand nga Office of the President and other sectors because xam nga government is not different from a business right because you have the cost centers, you have the income centers and mënuloo sa cost bi mënta high boo xam ne yow nekkuloo di generate income boobu noonu mënta dem problème rek la moo indi so moo tax it always loo mën a def understand nga sa expense yi dafa war a align ak sa income bi not only align it should be lower than your income nga am a buffer for security reasons for emergency reasons waaye soo amee dëkk boo xam ne understand nga li nga spend moo ëppa li nga am so amuloo sax loo denc for emergency moo ñu doy def sa situation boobu noonu and loolu naka lañ ko mën a defee mooy responsible spending spend when it is needed not spend because you have the power to spend you spend because of you want to spend you spend because there is a need to spend and those expenditures has to be value adding because xaalis foo ko dugal rek am na lu mu war a génnee am na lu mu war a defar am na lu mu war a indi lu ees am na yokkute waaye dañ dee am expenditures yu bari yoo xam ne it just goes it's like you blow it in thin air sax dafa mel ni doomital bu téye nga fuuf ko xam nga loolu sooy try pour gaadawaat doomital boobu dafa difficult pour ndax rek ngaa nokki waaye doo téye dara sa loxo and loolu mooy nekk suñ po suñ demee ba am dat boo xamante leena ne the mindset mentality bi we have to work on that a whole lot but also the individuals themselves gis nga fii nii koo laal tarangam mu noonoo la xaalis bi ñoo spend yëpp kenn ci ñoom moomut ko waaye just because of ñu ngi ko mën a spend am doole bi dañ ko spend ni mu leen neexee te duñ dee bàyyi xel fan la moo jógee and loolu la ñu we have to cut I have said it here under the office of the president you have the SIS tell me the value that the SIS is serving is adding in anything that we're doing I don't see the need for it at all. Right? Again, Office of the President, you have duplications of roles. You have so many positions created that you go year in, year out. All of them, they earn salaries every day. But then none of them will be able to, if you tell them performance review, just a month, performance review of what they have done to see how it has added value to the Office of the President and by extension, the country. Zero, zippo, nada, nothing. And you're paying them. So that erodes the income. And these are the small things that we underrate. You don't look into. It inflates our budget, and we struggle to get money to spend on it. And we find ourselves in getting huge debts. And then we have to struggle to pay in the capital, the interest. We have areas. And loan la. Loan, agreement, and of course, the exchange rate is our biggest enemy. One of our biggest enemies. It's not going to help us in any way. And we need to work. We need to be responsible. And all boils down to leadership. Leadership. Responsible leadership. Visionary leadership. Empathetic leadership. We can get ourselves out of it. Until then.
Taliwa, go ahead.
Même bi jedro wala ñindi ko ntelata femmen wala ñindi ko Minister of Finance ye mol soro le mene londo soro hanni julo ka be mutala wala julo ka be disturb la ye ferol soro le be ko ñini taman la ñamen tengo lon men son tamma men man somma
ite ko kana tunen
ani ko kana tunen ma fon tunen dako mo ni ko moy ko be tunen ibina kan tunen ka ko fero bu ka soro je kana tunen
tan lulu anin konoto sanji tan lulu anin koloto wolondol man fero soto folo londina
ma fona mo keme moto kili ibe do ko laje overstaffing and mbato ta folo ndo da men lo ni la
so because I talked about
ibe bla do okay go ahead so yalla membi je wala ñindi ko ñin ye mon soto le men yalla ko expert wol lo moyti ñin ka falo julo muta bar julo to mo tunenna mu ko kawle di dron bar julo to mo tunenna jang do duniya banko be ka julo tale yaw ne sane so jeng te ngalon ko mol bi je expatol bi je le ben yalon ko bo adresse la le bar Canada men ma fona wala mu ñinti ko State House ko do men alka dunje an mol kamira nyame amanke kilinti yaw understand disaster abe o budget ko adresse la adum disaster ite malon ko membinaka fo bridge be katla ba fo sawle be boyle fo art ko klebe klaba e malo so ni be dépense fo la ibuka hayma ka fo ko ni na price mu ni hani bari imam men expect fam wo Canada isi ko do dundu noje so to ko dundu laje ni SIS no men bije atele malon SIS no be do ko men par ndel ngal me SIS no be do ko men ni banko kan jam
par intimo Gambia non nyanta lon na
yo intita lon na be kasi
jola nyante lo
ko don la bar SIS no be information men nati kan je ndel wo lon ikam banko advice men na ndel wo fana lon intita lon na because itati campagne kon ndel be campagne kon andi ke ha ike sama
lolu moy yakar bare yep ma eh nakala ko ne de abato taman tara kampoto wala tin na ta bare intela
men sakunda la kampo ko fo kayten
tara kampoto bare nokodo abeje ibe sabatin naka sabatin ding
maduna sabatin ibe ya mola tumo
okay ala blay na go ahead yes
SIS will be the kay londo kafle ikatale ki train ikata outside president advisor biji adwali at mitandala kafa yo advisor tombo wato bela ni katale outside wol bela pademo wol be katale
but for SIS man special budget sort apart mi alon ko ani office of the president man
no okay nin be ko dole ya understand andu motol men fere bebul italo no moto jumala be tinyala na la condition la tinyala be kala nyaadi le il bem ko le timela lon koy bije ika ni be budget ko kala
moto ko be nyim banko sankala
no yalla yela do ko rawul lemo be pare midi people store ñinan ñin tata ñin sate doto asa tar ko wo oto man jam fasila bala bari wato dole kata dula doto wol musila jam balati andu la condition ñin ka is very bad ya understand ika ñin be ke fongo ko accident si keno jela medication ka tar bulari mol no ma jela andu man sakunda do kula dol bije fa na pademo ye silo mem muta pour kata o to nyin ko wol baby katar jele
Muna padamti?
Padiem.
Ah, padiem. Okay.
so a telephone nal bita kala alcohol kele KMC no do lon de so e ke ya mar nyame do fa ya do marlo bo nyale albe mar lalti te mu kansulol ti mu kansulol Allah kansulol ko mo dol fa na ka fo ko di ba ben kata KMC ko ka ke jadi la abral bu ko fo mo le janga ne ma ka ta jang alalla ne ko manda na ci jang ko min bashiri nda nyana yalum ko be nyame mbita hakkilol lay e ka ko de ba nyim mem moy adu na dum te bulo ko na kata propose men kono billahi wala ka different
Okay.
so dunia kuma easy side everything is cost
Kabaraka. Ngemoy.
Thank you. I wouldn't want to blame or even talk about anything regarding him. He is doing his role, and I know from his competence, he probably would take a different route. But you know, when you're in a position and you have the president or you have ministers that want something and they have already promised people, they need what you call political capital. They need to get something that will sell them politically. So yes, they will advise, that's why you're coming up with ceilings and so on. But you see, the problem in this country, one, is our National Assembly. They are a waste. We are paying them for nothing.
A total waste.
Why are we saying that? This country, do you people have a cap for agriculture that the president cannot go or the appropriation cannot go less than this for agriculture? Do you have that in our constitution? No. This is it. So it's like the president who is there or whoever is there can decide we want to give $5 to agriculture, and there is no law that will say you cannot do that.
But they are signatory to Mabudu Declaration.
Yes, but come on, who is respecting anything in this country?
Isn't that they are
No, this is what I'm telling you. We don't need we don't need Mabutu Declaration and Paris Accord or no. We need our constitution. That's what is binding more than any other thing. The parliament should legislate around caps, ceilings, agriculture. It cannot be less than this percentage from the budget. It cannot be. You can add, but it cannot be less than that.
That is if they understand that.
But if they are not doing that,
very important.
If the president who is there, now after $5 in the union, it depends on presidential orientation, which is wrong fundamentally. And who should say for this National Assembly? Security, education, health. You cannot give less than this much. That way, we will now know, experts can say, good, now we have where to lean on. But if this man advised that, we need to have a regenerative component of the budget, meaning a component of the budget that will give us more money, not recurrent only. But there's no law to defend him. He will lose his job, and he wouldn't want to do that. So the National Assembly will legislate on things that are not necessary. We have structural issues, and he has said it. If central bank is here, but they can only do issuance of commercial license for commercial banks. And when there are other banks that could have come and helped us, but there's no legislation or legal framework. What an uncle banko menka samba lua. Ni alua tiye ibuka lo no dulato ye kukeno. That's a failure of the National Assembly. Because we will make sure that agriculture is a priority. The president wants it or not is a priority. Our education is a priority. Our health is a priority. Other socials. The other aspect is we would remain this way if we don't change. How we change is we are still in a relationship of bank and customer. This IMF is owned. America and other people own it. That's the truth. They have money, they give you the money, and then what is wrong with us thinking around? That's why we have BRICS. If you are talking, look, your money is more or less tissue paper. Anytime the dollar goes, you are going down. 694 million is what we have imported in 2022 when it comes to trade. And if it's around 40 million our export. Look at that. That's killing the dollars. It's killing it. So we need to see how we get the sound economic policies to help strengthen our dollars. When that happens, we can now be talking. But our dollars is dying. Rupee was how much? Rupee, I think right now is 85. $1, 85 rupee. Dollars is 70 or 71. Imagine. And our money used to be very, very powerful against the rupee. But we are going down because of our policies. Because of what? We are bent on import. Even rice, tissue paper.
Kanati dorong.
Napkin, we import. Napkin, imagine. Soap, we import. What are we doing to the Ministry of Trade? These are the things that you should tell the president. Come here, I always tell all the people, Talibo, you're this Sue, we have Gambians that can make this. How many car tire we have in this country that we can change into something? Sue and so on. Empower those people. Get the productive base. We will be able to. How much, all this money that you say, I'm telling you, he's here. If he wants, he can deny, but that's the truth. 80 to 70% of all that we make as a country is going back again to other people. The circulation time is very less because of productivity issues. This all affects our economy. And they know it. So the parliament, Gambians, I always say, Talibo Kumado for them, maybe Almama and Roland Tonyati. Yebolantia Kosola. Yetio Yebolantia Kosola. Yechika by the Iteleka, and in meeting of the Saturday, Iteleka, you will train and in Tira or Yafon Ake deputate. Am I long? Become a still of Katanyari.
So, Mr. Boga Melondo Atamanta would laugh. I'm
coming. You contested.
No, I'm coming.
You contested.
No, let us see.
Well.
Allow me. No, I'm not even.
Okay, then you be better. Keep on today.
The problem is we can help the experts. But it's us Gambians who can help them by putting the people that if they teach, they are teachable. He's an expert. If he talks to somebody who does not know anything, he will not buy what he is saying. So even if he advises, he wouldn't listen. And he doesn't have the power. And at the time of Londo Koma. Wakamala. Mbe molmen dunila na luwa bungolto ani melbe gambe sambala nyato ila mira nyato ani la kiri nyato inyanta kila moleti meyalo ya londo soto ya hammo soto ni wakilunu ni luwa jamal be dunna no banku kono ate kila molafta menna ba nyim banko neede amanta is because mo menna te ilafta menna lem amante ko me luwa e mem fo. So our currency is dying, our productive base is dying, and this is going to continue.
I'll vote the next election.
Yeah, you'll come. I'll come back.
But let me interject one thing. I agree. Loi leka banko samba, but anyanta kela loi kendo. Good laws.
These are
because there are laws that these people are very smart. They will bring in laws that they will use to suppress people. They will use to
referring to good laws.
Stifle.
Yes,
exactly.
It's good to clarify.
Exactly. We need to because all laws are not good because there are laws right now that we are trying to kill ourselves to get rid of because they are laws. We have to abide by them, but they're not laws that are people centered.
Yes.
So that I just wanted to interject.
We're not talking about ballot paper laws. So those are not the laws.
No, may I say good laws?
I say we are not talking about ballot paper constitution. We are talking about the
Councilor.
Go ahead.
I don't want the transport.
So Bua, I mean, Katani be better come back. And then be pinned discourse can me along Gambino Bay, Momo in New Bijel. That is about our budget. I mean, until a concern movement, I would like maybe Mr. Samateh Nanada. Pro I have more, budget or kono. Come Kijelandi, Maya Lonko, will have been a Dalaso Barakandila. Because Kana Puna Dalaso Baraka, Umfil and Maya Lonko, Banco dim baby, fence of the lottery. Melavela Pry blinding, Fanam Fomolia, Senia Baki. Because Maji Bay Memphis, like 50 million me alonko ya bonam from Africa 50 ako ya dundi silo le kondan others and then I talibo la kuma kan support back ko talibo memfo nen silo do kuda aka men la fa but delaftale because niaji be men kuma ta jam baba ko lo ko daraso be boy kan doron whilst I mean masakunda ko be relebe do ko la ke kan an be yalla masakunda be do ko mel ke kan e ka ko le dundu je and go kolo me dundije fo itaw kolo dunno dulalto dulal me yalon ko be dala so barakandila ibayalo gambe do ba fa budget kono different from this elephant projects me yalon ko Masakunda is engaging them too. So coming to the 45 million me yalon ko ya allocate for the Meet the People tour. You see, I mean Masakunda yenda glakili na ko ina mo baja wala nyito ko 45 million kauta ka allocate for Meet the People tour. Ika minister ka si ka humole ko ha yalo ngaki yelo don because president Otumodo asirano signa signa fulale but be melon so far kabim bero keta mansati jang na pour que ka foko mansala budgeto ay tay banku be rano kala wakita sango sen signa killing akolake so it's important natra ay alon fana pro ay gamien kol kala mutanda wala nyinduko what is the actuals from the last years what was the actuals from 2021 2022 2023 can I be for people to know allow one single trip on how much they are spending to justify actually what minister meant for them because these are things really important and again the productive sector in the budget also whether there is what is the percentage of amount the mainland for the productive sector because these are things I believe the productive sector can make and as a bambandal. So I think these are some of the key important things in the left through Mr. Samateh Safuno Molialo by the office of the president. The amo for and then this point Bella Pro Iofonia back by the budget money. What do you understand? What you do? Obviously the president is using obviously the president is using 150,000 a day ala depenso so fanan Bella prove na count iso fanan fasan ka na permanent secretary moyle obviously the president is only using $32,000 every day, something like that. Can you please help us? Please.
Okay, but we have
the value of dollars in the budget and so on and so.
So I also want you to talk because Ali Minister of Higher Education Ali budget talale mbala munate na isi wo fana mano nyola.
Okay, first, Dalasula Kula. I want to put it on the record to say that as a country, we are punching above our weight. Gambia, this is fact. You can check the sub-region and other countries around us. And most of the time, the complaint from these Bretton Woods institutions, IMF and others, is the dollar is overrated. So bottom line is that central bank is doing a tremendous job to get the dollars where it is. We are a country with very little natural resources, if any. Well, look at the likes of Nigeria. I returned from Nigeria a few days ago. $1 is 1,700 naira.
They also deal with a very
Ghana with
bad
all
situation.
their oil and stuff. So all these countries, if you look at the economic performance, and that's why I totally agree with you. Why are we able to do this is the natural resource. Our economic managers, both the fiscal agents, Ministry of Finance and Central Bank, they're doing, given the circumstances, a tremendous job, and you don't have to take our words for it. Check what is happening with our neighbors. With all the Ghanaians and their sophistication and their intellect. I was in the bus once in Accra. And one of the passengers, he almost beat the fare collector apprentice. Yeah, because the fare he paid for the same journey, like Banjul Serekunda yesterday, this guy was asking for a different fare today. So he challenged him, he said, "Where is your tariff?" The guy showed him the tariff. He said, "Today this is the tariff." And this man was already offended. So every day prices are going up. We are not at that level yet. The point is that
Mustapha, we're at that level in Gambia here. Things change every day. If you go to your NAR shop, you buy one pig milk. If they tell you 65, you go the next day, they will tell you 75. The next day, they will tell you 80. You can have two shops like this. This one is selling 80. This one is selling 85. So things are just going like sabarbotas.
I take your submission. But my point is, check what is happening with your neighbors. Then you will appreciate your own. If you have friends in some of these countries, ask them. We're in a much, much, much better situation than...
But we could be better than the situation we are.
Yes, we are...
If you people are like, I mean, what Senegal?
Okay. Go ahead.
You know, Johnny, but the rule of thumb is that before you don't just analyze based on one variable. You don't look at Gambia in isolation. So if you want to know how Gambia is doing in terms of economic management, my point is that reference it to our neighbors, people that live within our circumstance, and then we will appreciate our own more. In Abuja a few days ago, right, you go to exchange dollars. There is no cash in the country. No cash. They will tell you there is no cash. They only do transfer.
Yeah.
So there are many positives in our setting. We are not saying life is perfect, life is beautiful, right? But at least we should give credit where it's due. And I think one of those areas definitely is economic management. Both the monetary agents and the fiscal agents, yes, there is a room for improvement. We totally agree. And we encourage and we take ideas from anybody and anyone that can help us improve our conditions. Because our wives go to the same market. But you Sarakunda and become. What you are telling me, if I want to deny it, my wife would go and face the consequence in the market. We all go to the same places. So it's one society. We take all ideas. But the bottom line is that what Mr. Bojang said is bottom line is productivity. For everybody,
Fiscal discipline.
including government.
Fiscal discipline.
We focus on productive expenditures.
Local government.
Everybody. Local governments, productive expenditures. Everybody.
Yeah, I agree with Taliban local governments. That was a political statement. Exactly.
Everybody withdraw.
Thank you. Don't get into that one.
Mr. Samateh, you move through the
It's politics. Don't get into that one.
It's everybody else. All sections. Okay, just continue. Ignore this word. Continue. Okay, it's okay.
Local government.
It's okay. Okay, go ahead, please.
So if we focus on productivity, that is increasing the size of the cake.
Absolutely.
Then everybody will get more. But these things is even.
I have a problem. I have a problem. Wait. I don't have a problem increasing the cake because the cake we have right now is small, but people are taking more than they should take, and others are not getting. So that will not solve the problem if we increase the cake, which means we are giving more people to even take more. Let's increase the cake and make sure it is controlled. The only hand that will cut is any hand that will hold the knife is the hand that is mandated to hold the knife. And we are sure that the piece that we will cut, wait, the piece that we will cut, you will take it to the people, the mouths that are supposed to eat it. That I agree, because that part has to be.
Let me explain. Remember I mentioned that we are moving towards a performance budgeting culture.
Which is good news.
And this is not just words.
Which is good news.
The budget directorate now, we divide the budget directorate into 3 units. We have a budget planning unit with specialists on that, budget execution unit, and budget monitoring and reporting unit. I think next week there will be a monitoring mission to go and see some of the funds that were expended, how were they used. So effort is being made. But the point is that, government is, all of us are government. And it has to start with us, the discipline from the household.
Fiscal discipline, attitudinal change.
Gambia, I'm sorry, but for the most part, if you have 1 million today or 1,000, your first point of thought is, what am I going to spend it? How many people think about investment, savings and investments? It's a culture. So we have to start with our kids. We help them to understand that you grow out of investments, not consumption. Why? You have 1 million, you already spent all of it. and then you wait for God to come again.
Taka jabar, jinda moto.
Jinda
Just na you ass. So don't sol shots nga start the sol 3-piece.
But these are the issues that we as a society we need to address. For
Anyways.
me personally, I encourage my kids to employ the 80-20 rule. That is, even for their lunch monies, they save 20%. But you're just encouraging them not to consume, have a culture of consumption. And that's where the problem is. If you look at the budget structure, for example, about 30% is salaries, and then you have about 50% on other charges, development 20%. All that 50% is supplies. And that addresses what Mr. Bojang was saying. The furniture around this room is mostly imported. If we make it locally made, how many jobs will we create? How much productivity? So it's all of us, huh?
So how much?
For me,
how much is budgeted for that? This is the point I'm asking.
For what?
No.
For other charges for 2025, other charges is 9.9 billion. For 2025, we see about 9.9 billion.
Okay.
On other goods and services. But all these things, if we, for example, are able to channel it to local productivity, we'll give people skills, we'll give people livelihoods, and the quality of life will improve. And again, our currency will strengthen. Yeah. So it's all of us. It's not a one-man issue. It's all of us.
So what happened to the Minister of Higher Education's budget with all these buildings? I've seen it. It's been reduced.
The Ministry of Higher Education budget actually has increased from last year, not reduced.
From what I saw, then I got it.
No, it has
increased or what?
It did not reduce.
Increased or what?
Yeah?
Increased or what? Do you know the amount? Because what I saw, maybe I didn't see it.
I can check the exact figure.
Okay.
Like I said, the budget is 600 pages and it's all figures. You don't expect us to memorize all those.
So why IEC has more budget than the Minister of Youth?
Because next year it's likely we'll have these constitution issues, referendum on the constitution.
I mean, so it was not in this year's budget because the president said in his budget, in his sonnet that there will be a referendum in December. So we were expecting referendum to happen in this December.
That's politics for you.
He doesn't work for the president. Let's call the president.
I'm just asking whether I mean that was not budgeted for 2020.
No, not.
Of course, it wasn't there. We've all seen the budget for this year.
In 2024.
For 2024, because that should have been budgeted in 2023.
So can you wrap up this? We don't have time.
Because that was not
the time is completely finished. Can you please wrap up? And they've given me a paper. You want to say something?
Closing remarks.
No, it's okay. The paper is not.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
But final word, if you ask me, is that as Gambians. It should be everybody's business to take more interest. This is healthy. We all take more interest on the national budget, income and expenditures, where the money is going. And that way we can hold ourselves and our governments more accountable. So it's healthy. But the drive, even within government, I can tell you, our drive now is to move towards a performance budgeting concept. And the ball is already rolling. So we're all citizens, number one, and we all want a better Gambia to live for our children and grandchildren.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yung programo kadate ne yung sirang wado la kafengela but you did well and we really appreciate you coming.
You did not tell me what to expect. and also you did not tell us the topics. You just asked us to cover.
Yeah, that's how we journalists operate, unfortunately. I'm very sorry.
If we knew, for example, that Africa 50 will be on the agenda, we would have gotten the information.
No, we expect the ministry at least to get all this information. But thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you coming here.
And I think everybody was really a little bit nice because trust me, they can be brutal.
This is nice.
This is nice.
This is our nicest way.
This is nice. Trust me, this is nice.
This is nice.
I'm not sure you will see me again.
Be like, trust me, this is very nice.
Thank you. Na sponsor tendu Thank you so much kanyim programo fasa ka sembentu yandi talibu bi Kamfati le nanyim bayo karam ba fala ko thank you very much Kamfati Gambia funding kiole mi alon ko ayala do ko no ba kala wala tinna mo jamal bijele mi alon ko saying ika bayol sanga bulu jang ika samba aka karala ika samba ika bondi Gambia jang ala atelier felenting wulin kam gara soro nal fatata je don albala atelier tarra jele ala atafola number felenting alsa kumandino on 5234379 5234379 alsa kumandino number la direct call wala WhatsApp fang alsa sudono woto ngana technician ol tentu Sire Drame lebe basingoto bi Mamingom aning Mustapha not Lamin Jallo and Fatsile. Thank you so much. Katara camera di basingol koma fo arjumanara. Bye bye.
CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.